Okay, so this is me testing the microphone I have on my microphone and Johnny's microphone. It should be coming through the stream. This is just to test that.
Hello, hello.
See, does it work? Is it working? Okay, so this is me testing
Okay, hear it now.
the microphone
And
I
now it's
have
gonna
on
loop.
my
Okay.
microphone
I
and
need to.
Johnny's microphone.
Okay.
It should be. Okay, here we go. Here we go. This is fine.
Okay, good.
Okay,
People can
so
hear us. Awesome.
yes, people can hear us now. So I'm going to actually go over here, and yeah, there should be this.
Yes.
Of course, there's something else that's not working. Uh, window
Oh,
capture,
no.
please work. Here we go. Okay, now I think you guys should be able to see everything now. This is my first stream in over a year. Okay, but just tell me how it's working. Oh yeah, because I disabled the one thing, I now no longer can view chat in the
Oh,
OBS, but I'm gonna have it on the side here and it should be fine. Okay. Okay, so everything is good. You guys can see when I'm moving here, you can see Johnny talking, you can hear me well. You can hear him well? Say something?
hello. It looks phenomenal on my end, but I haven't muted,
Okay.
so I don't know how it sounds.
Okay.
But it sounds like people are saying that it sounds good.
Yeah, sorry, I'm a little rusty and this is my like second ever stream actually on YouTube. So, cut me some slack. I'm used to Twitch. Uh
Yeah, I don't
and
Uncle word.
all right. Well, I think that this is everything. So yeah, I guess right now you're watching uh, Silv3r's Spooky Sadistic Schmooze episode 5. I know episode 4 has not come out yet, but later this stream will be edited into what will become episode 5. Um, so yeah, you're getting to see this early, like super early, before even episode 4. So hopefully this is a fun new thing that will actually uh, do well in the algorithm and stuff like that. But yeah. So let's just start this off. Johnny, why don't you introduce yourself to anybody who might not know who you are?
Yeah, hello everyone. I'm a FNAF YouTuber. I mostly do YouTube shorts. That's what I'm known for. And I do a lot of sometimes it's theories, sometimes it's more just like general analysis of FNAF. Sometimes it's news. It's
Mm.
that kind of all things FNAF, I guess, would be what I cover.
Yeah, and it was what maybe around a few weeks or a month ago that you posted your latest video. What was that on? What was it
Yeah,
about?
my latest long form video was the spirit haunting the FNAF franchise. It was all about
Mm.
Chipper and Sons because I played through the game and I just noticed an insane amount of things in Chipper and Sons that it seems like Scott um, took and sort of recycled into what became FNAF. And I knew that was like the case. I had heard the story about how people criticized Chipper and then he was like, "Oh, well, I'll make something truly scary."
Mm.
But what I
Yeah.
never knew was just how much of that like FNAF-ish stuff was already there in Chipper. Like how much of it was of the I don't know, like the essence of the character of FNAF was already there.
Oh yeah.
So that's what the video is all about.
Okay. Well, what we're going to be doing on the stream today is actually talking about just all of the, I guess, sort of behind the scenes stuff from this video, and if it works, seeing what from this that we've learned about Chipper and Sons and its connections to FNAF and how that might guide us for the future of FNAF. Like, for instance, the recent teaser, I'll put it on screen in post, that Steelwool posted on Twitter. There was, I believe it was, it's just a regular spot the difference, only 3 things different. And then there's like
No
the
teaser.
yeah, no teaser. And then there's the eye emoji, like totally not, which led people to believe that it pretty much was confirmed as a teaser at that point, if you're gonna play coy about it.
Right.
But yeah, if it anything from this video applies to it, then I feel like that's a good way to see how it works. Also, I'm just gonna delete this chat, which was Twitch chat, which is I'm no longer streaming to right now because it just did not work. Okay, so this is the spirit haunting the FNAF franchise, Chipper and Sons.
Back in 2013, Scott Cawthon released Chipper and Sons Lumber Co. on mobile devices, but no one played it. When he tried to get it on Steam Greenlight around a year later, it was immediately ridiculed for its unintentionally creepy characters.
Okay, now this is the first thing that I wanted to talk about is that, like, this is like weirdly a extremely influential video by what, oh yes, Stephanie Sterling or whatever, I don't know, that was like kind of inspired FNAF as a whole almost, right?
Yes, this is what everyone points to when they're like, everyone specifically points to Stephanie Sterling when they say criticism inspired FNAF. And so I looked around at the videos that they've made surrounding Scott's work that I could find, or at least like this, and then because they also did a video on FNAF 1 when that came out, and Scott commented on the video. So there's a high chance that Scott saw this video because he was floating around the channel around the time he made FNAF, and like, you guys should give it a chance because I put a lot of effort into it.
Yeah. Also, I know it's very early on in the video, but we're gonna be like dissecting this like I did with Unwithered Truth for his FNAF Heyday video, because I just want to appreciate a lot of the. This is a thing in a lot of your videos, but the editing is very smooth, and there's like just so much like to it. There's so many little details, like, you know.
Yeah, it's kind of my weakness too, is that I decide that I want to like this. I don't know what makes me make a video take months to make, but well, I appreciate that though.
Yeah, that is a running theme in your videos, is that the presentation is great. It just takes so long between them.
Characters. I don't know if you saw the mushroom, but that was creepy uncle territory. And that thing looks like it's gonna kill your children.
And according to this TV Tropes article, after he saw the overwhelmingly negative reviews, he took the Greenlight page down after just one day. In a 2014 interview with Geeks Under Grace, he said that the Chipper failure sent him into a deep depression and made him seriously consider giving up game making. Fast forward 5 years after he created Poppy Playtime and got rich, and he's in another interview in which Chippers gets mentioned again.
Will Chipper ever return like he said he would?
All of these games are haunted by different spirits, right?
Right.
But the real spirit haunting this whole franchise is Chipper. Chipper is haunting this whole franchise.
This was obvious.
So I'm assuming like this was the clip that like incited this idea for the video, basically. Or was it more of just like you just found the clip like after coming up with the idea to start making this?
First of all, Clavis Key in chat said, "I think Solid Silver will love dissecting this frame by frame."
Oh, okay, my bad. Frame by frame, frame by frame. I see auto chippers moving in the background, and so is your PNG tuber. It's moving. Wow.
Oh yeah, like it's blinking, you miss it, but it moves
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah.
But to your question, this was where the title came from. I think I was already planning on making a video about these things, but that gave me, because I remembered that he had, I think if I remember correctly, I remembered that he had talked about Chipper in this interview, so I went and looked at it. And he called it "The Spirit Haunting the Whole Franchise," and I was like, "Oh, that's the title, and that's the angle I'm gonna approach it with, because that's what Scott himself said about it." And I'm gonna be like, "Ooh, is there a deeper truth to that statement, even if though it came off as a little a silly?"
Yeah.
Obviously just a silly joke. Chipper isn't haunting the FNAF franchise. Yep. It is not true that some of the
I am gonna dissect this frame by frame
haunting
because just
yes,
that's
what it was made for.
I feel like this is like you're actually watching like actual FNAF trailers and stuff. It's like, oh, you see that? You see that? Look there. I hit my mic. Hopefully that wasn't loud. Sorry.
No, it just made you sound more invested. Yeah, that is what I'm trying to make it feel like.
Where's the spooky scary? It's coming up.
There's something.
Whoa. Again, the editing. I love the little touches that you add into to this videos. Because like things like this, like even I didn't even realize like the smaller touches before until it got to like the black and red or whatever, the saturation, high contrast, whatever version of the image.
Franchise.
Where is it? Okay, here
it is. So what this is supposed to, or at least originally was supposed to evoke, was it was originally supposed to look like the vengeful spirit face. That's what I was going for. I don't know if I really got there, and I wasn't worried about it looking exactly like it, because it's enough that it gives the same vibe.
Oh yeah, no, I feel like you absolutely got it.
Thank you.
Like here, I'm gonna pull up a picture of it just to see Vengeful Spirit FNAF. I'm gonna see how quickly I can pull things up onto stream. Let's see.
I've never been good at doing that.
So can I just drag and drop it? No, I can't drag and drop it. It's annoying. Media. Yeah.
Either media or image.
Oh wait, yeah. It's not media. I'm lying. I'm just gonna pull this up so that we can see it side by side, because it's like pretty spot on. Image 5 here. That's pretty spot on. Like comparing the two, like it definitely gets the vibe down.
It is not silly joke. Chipper isn't haunting the FNAF
especially
franchise.
Like as it's just like the blink and you miss it. It looks just like it. Yeah. Sorry.
There we go. I see it on stream now.
Oh Jesus! I didn't realize there was that much of a delay. Is that like?
Yeah. I guess looking at it, the only thing that I like missed on it was it's not as compressed as it's not as like crunchy, but
true. The crunchy JPEG
the FNAF franchise.
Overcooking.
It is.
But yeah, I mean overall, it's still a pretty solid depiction of the vengeful Chipper.
Yes, I did it. It is not true that some of the core elements of the FNAF game
and like it's a reference to the not secret
true
here. Where is it? This what is it, like FNAF 2 secret images where they're like Wait, no, or Golden Freddy. Duh.
More like FNAF 1 Golden Freddy, because
Yeah.
some of the core elements. Yeah, so it removed the eyes.
Yeah, right there, like that.
Zoomed it in.
That's absolutely Golden Freddy.
And that's all just playing around with the game cover image. There's no like. This is just the image of the game icon.
I mean, hey, it's spooky, so
Yeah,
I'll give you that.
it works. It works as a Golden Freddy render.
Yeah.
The FNAF games, both old and new, are things Scott repurposed from his favorite failure.
I'm not gonna do any more frame by frame, but like it's all is very much.
I know it made.
It just
The weird voices in the background there are the Secret of the Mimic welcome show, just crushed and slowed down into absolute soup. Yeah.
I'm gonna see if I can like pick that up.
Chipper isn't haunting the FNAF franchise. It is not true that some of the core elements of the FNAF games, both old and new, are things Scott repurposed from his favorite failure. Except it is. Right there. That was Fiona saying death-defying dive, I'm pretty sure. That's really, really...
See, that is so cool. Like, I love little touches like that. Like, nobody will even get, but you put it in there for yourself. That's awesome. You know?
Yeah. Well, I just wanted a weird voice, and that just worked. So...
Yeah, it's perfect.
Hard to believe, but I'm still here. And I'm gonna show you exactly how to find me.
It's so spooky. Also, I love these little like chapter things. Did you like just like take the asset directly from the game folder or something and just put the text over it? Nope. For none of this. Here, scroll back like 5 seconds. This was the most unreasonable thing that I did. I just got footage of Chipper walking and manually masked out each frame of his walk cycle. You what? That took me like, I mean, now granted I was at college, so it wasn't full work days, but that took me like a week to get that. Wow. So, yeah, and I made the watering can effect by myself in After Effects. So this is all just like pieced together. I mean, obviously ripping things out of the game, but no game files were perused. Yeah, it's just it's like, wow, I can't imagine that is so annoying. Wow. That's something that I probably wouldn't do again, but yeah. Yeah, I was gonna also ask you about. I don't know if you use it here, but it's the logs like sliding in sort of transition. We'll see it later, but I was curious, how did you just do a similar thing where you just like went frame by frame? I mean, honestly, I don't remember because I made that transition for the long form video before this because I used some Chipper visuals at the end of it. So that's like one of the oldest things. So I honestly don't remember. I think I like rotoscoped it in After Effects. So maybe, which was more efficient than using Photoshop and masking it out like I did with. It's because the game is so, and this is really getting into it. The game is so low resolution that I couldn't use like rotoscoping. Oh yeah. Because it was so grainy that I had to like use my human manual hands to like make judgments on what counted as part of Tyke and what didn't because it was so pixelated. But in Chipper and Son's Lumber Co., we play as Chipper's son Tyke, not Chipper. Tyke has just reached working age, and Chipper is throwing him out on his furry ear so he can learn the ins and outs of the lumber business so he can take up the mantle when the time comes. He hands us a flowery watering can, a walkie-talkie for... Also, I sorry to keep pausing stuff, but I just it's such a like blink and you miss it thing. But like, how did you do this? You just Photoshop or what? Yeah, it's Photoshop. It's just Photoshop. I mean, the shovel's a stock image. Yeah. Because whose grave is that? Like in the actual game, I forget.
I honestly don't know. I mean, probably it's Susie. I'm 99% sure it's Susie's grave. This was just me trying to foreshadow that Chipper's like not a good dude. To use the yay sound effect on his grave.
Yeah.
I had to like check myself though in this video because some of the jokes I was making were getting too niche, and I'm like, okay, this is not worth. This is too niche for the effort. Not this, but like later on, I was like, okay, I need to keep it a little bit more accessible because it'll get to a point where only I'm understanding like what this is, or not only me, but like me and 3 other people, and it's like, okay,
yeah,
I need to not get lost in this like weird.
Oh, you cut out for a second. What? Hello? I lost you. He died. He's gone. Hello? Uh-oh. Guys, he died.
Are you there?
Okay, yeah, here he is.
No, okay, I'm back.
He's back.
I couldn't hear you for a second.
Yeah, I don't know. Somebody's internet cut out.
Okay. Well, I'm glad I'm still with you.
Yeah. Sorry, what were you saying?
When did I cut out? What did I say last?
You're talking about how niche the jokes were. They're like you and 3 other people would get them.
Okay, well I trailed off after that, so you didn't miss.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, like I guess as you trailed off, you just went full silent. It was like the robotic like, and then you're just gone. You just died.
I trailed off, and then I was waiting for you to say something or move on, and I was about to say something. Okay.
Okay.
He hands us a flowery watering can, a walkie-talkie for communication, and some blueprints, and sends us on our way, giving us free reign of the wiki.
Oh yeah. Also, I
giving
this
us
is a
free reign of
small thing I was curious about. What is in the top left corner? It says 5 seconds flat. Album by.
That's just one of my favorite albums by Lizzie McAlpine. Shout out.
Oh,
that is legitimately just so if there are any Lizzie McAlpine fans watching that they'd be like, yo, you like that album? I mean, it genuinely probably was what I was listening to while doing this, but
yeah,
that's all that really is. It just is like, it's like gives some life to my, because that is what would typically be on my other tab.
Yeah.
The wiki says that it's called the Beaver Forest, but I'm not sure if we get that name from this game or from the sequel Slot Machine game where Chipper gambles away Tyke's college fund. I found a port of the game in King Doofus's Scott Games archive.
That's like an actual plot thread, and you're not even exaggerating. It's crazy.
No. That's why I paused there for a second so people could read so people could see that I was showing an actual line from the game.
Yeah, it is an actual thing. He actually gambles away everything, and then he sends. Isn't the story of the casino game that he like sends Tyke to gamble himself to get back the money?
Yes, so they can get the house back. No.
Yeah.
Well, he says that the termites have been opening casinos and they've taken over the whole forest. So the stakes are even bigger than just their house. It's like they own everything now. So. Yeah. Tyke's college fund. I found a port of the game in King Doofus's Scott Games archive on GameJolt. This one was updated and optimized by Big Al 0104. And within 2 hours, I hit $140 million, which prompted me to quit YouTube to pursue my true calling in Vegas, where I lost everything. And if this video doesn't make at least $10,000, Warren is going to turn it into a tech review / finance channel. So like and subscribe. The Beaver Forest.
It's just there's so many things that just happen. Like I love your editing style, man. It's crazy.
Thank you.
And that this is the transition that I was talking about
Tech
earlier.
Review / finance channel.
You made this for
like and subscribe. The Beaver Forest is divided into 7 kingdoms.
Oh
wait, I remember now. I just photoshopped because that's how it works in the game. They come together. So I just photoshopped them when they were together. Individually and then animated them together. So I just got a PNG of each one, and have them slide
Yeah.
together. I add the little bump that they do. They just
Mhm.
meet in the middle and stay in the game, because I just have the game theory bouncy type editing for a lot of things. So
Yeah.
I didn't want to just. I also didn't want to just straight rip it from the game. If I wanted to add a little
Mhm.
bit of my own spice to it, if I was going to use it.
Oh yeah, like I mean, you reuse the asset, but it looks better. It actually feels like a physical thing.
Yeah, that's what I always try to
Seagull
go for with
seaside.
my editing if
Mhm.
I can.
The
Yeah,
deep
I'm
blue
pretty sure
board, the
we'll see
termite
it
mound,
soon
tiki tree, the
again,
toad hold,
but
and Tinker's haunted
it's
forest.
just so
Our
weird
job is to
how
collect
it just-
materials and build things. We collect wood by enlarging trees with our growth hormone watering can and using our teeth to chop them into collectible coin-shaped chips. If that sounds like an unsustainable system, don't fear. Tyke has an infinite supply of insta-grow acorns that can be planted in any tree slot. Are those created in an environmentally friendly way? I'm not sure. I'll have to ask the
Also, I love the pizza kit. That's one of the best Fazbear Frights story.
slot.
Oh yeah,
Are
those
those
critically
Created in
acclaimed.
an environment.
Yeah. It's this is absolutely just like I would recommend anybody who's not read the series before should read this story and none of the other ones, because it's like it's like really great.
Yeah, you should know all of them are like that, and that's
Yeah.
the peak, and it's all downhill from there. But
Exactly.
it's worth it
Yeah.
because it's that good.
Yeah, just ask Gibby. Like I'm sure that he'd say the same.
Ask anyone who's read it. I'm
Exactly.
sure they'll agree.
Not sure. I'll have to ask the big man. He hangs out at the house, and we have to go to him to convert wood into lumber. Wood and lumber are the only resources that us beavers can produce on our own, and few things can be built with lumber alone, so we're forced to rely on the other creatures of the forest. Most of them give us little gifts just for talking to them, some let us play a minigame on a handheld console to win a special item, and a few offer valuable resources for trade. These horrible little things, I call them barklets, are another way to get items. They're
Also, just a fun thing. I love the little Freddle sound effect. Oh,
Yeah,
there.
'cause that's what they remind me of.
Oh yeah, Clavis, what are you talking about in chat? Don't let these innocent people read Pizza Kit. Come on, it's the best story. It's the best one. It's probably Pizza Kit's better than Secret of the Pizza Kit is better than Secret of the Mimic. Honestly, it is the best story they ever written.
constantly emerging from
Yeah.
the ground, and killing them with our watering can drops a FNAF World gift box with a random item inside. The last
Yeah,
way to
I totally forgot. Is it like
our
the
watering
same render
can
there?
drops a FNAF
It's not the same render. You
Well,
can see it's like oriented
yeah.
a little different, but it is absolutely the same asset.
gift
Yeah.
box with a random item inside.
And then
the last
on that frame, there's another chipper character that we're
them with our
battling.
watering can.
The Colossal, I think is what his
Yeah.
name is.
Yeah, because
That's-
it's
Yeah.
looks so similar to whatever squid guy.
Oh, it's definitely the same model.
Yeah.
Mr. Calamari is his name
Box
in this game.
Yeah, that's right.
A random item inside. The last way to get items to build things is by building things. There are 3 types of structures that give us items: slot
Peeking out from
machines,
behind the
public
tree.
services, and automations. Slot machines, such as Happy Toys and Lucky Frogs, periodically drop special loot boxes. Public services, like frog towers and termite colonies, benefit members of a certain community, who reciprocate by sending us gifts in the mail. Automations are things that we build that— Wait a second, go back to Tinker's Haunted Woods. Nightmare Freddy, what are you doing here? This is a haunted robot graveyard. That sad toy is hitting the Golden Freddy pose. There's a lot to say about this place, but for now, I want to use it for a history lesson. One of
Also, I again, like, I love how you put yourself in the environment. It just makes a video so much cooler looking.
Yeah, thanks. It just felt more natural to do it that way. It was awkward to edit because the aspect ratio of the game, you can see that it has the black
yeah.
bars on the side. So that was an excuse
Yeah.
to like zoom in as well and
Mhm.
have it.
Yeah, like it is kind of jarring, but that's just like it.
There was
looks-
no
yeah.
there was
There's-
no
there's
real
other way to
workaround.
really do it, other than like manually cropping the sides of your own video. But at that point, everything just
Right.
looks weird.
I didn't want to stretch it out because I could have done that, but that would have, I think that
Oh,
would have
yeah.
looked awkward too, especially since it's already so low resolution.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to use it for a history lesson. One of the rarer items that we can collect, not build, is a vintage wood bot. We can spot one of these vintage wood bots at work in the forest. This awesome sad toy that Yellow Bear shamelessly ripped off is another item that we can collect. Both of these items are ingredients that we use to make happy toys. Who made all of these robots? Our dad, of course. He made everything. The haunted forest is where Chipper dumped.
Also,
Of course.
is that
he
the
made
purple? Like, is that like an actual like auto chipper that you can get in the game that's purple?
Yes, that's
Huh.
Lumberbot 4.0.
Oh wow, yeah. I've watched gameplay. I had no idea that there's a purple one. You know, it's so
Yeah.
thematic.
One very interesting thing about the Lumberbots, this is not in the video. It just didn't.
Mm.
It didn't have a reason to get put in the video by the time
Yeah.
I realized it. But Lumberbot 1.0 is blue, and Lumberbot 2.0 is green, and those match Chipper and Tyke's overall colors respectively. So 1.0 looks like Chipper and 2.0 looks like Tyke. So it's like father and son. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, I never realized that.
everything. The haunted forest is where Chipper dumps his technology when he invents something new that makes it obsolete, and gives us a nice look at the progression of Chipper's robotics. Vintage Woodbot came first, and was a
Also, I saw during the video that there's this top left corner icon. What exactly does it mean?
I explain it in a second.
Oh, I totally forgot that.
Like right after this little blurb, I think right after this, like in the next 45 seconds.
eventually
I explain
superseded
it.
by the
okay.
first Lumberbot, a robot made in Chipper's own image. This model was very good, and from here Chipper focused on purifying it until it reached perfection. And at some point, likely before the Lumberbots and after the Woodbots, came Bruce, this Nightmare Freddy with a buzzsaw stomach. Sad Toys became Happy Toys.
Elizabeth walking in.
Bruce, this Nightmare Freddy with a buzzsaw stomach. Sad Toys.
That was the joke I was probably the most proud of in this
Yeah,
video.
It is literally like a few frames, and she
That
just
was in
walks
the That was in the script very early on. Like I had when I was writing, because I wrote the entire script, then I rewrote it over spring break in March because I just thought that it could be better. And that was one of at the top of the video, I put jokes that I want to tell in a list before I started rewriting it, and that was like at the top of the list of things.
Yeah.
Sad Toys became Happy Toys. Okay, quick aside. Do you see that little sign? That's my not patented scene sincerity indicator. If it's green, it means I'm showing a canon event from the game with no significant added visual alterations or sound effects. If it's yellow, it means that I've added a significant amount of visuals and or sound effects to show parts of the story that the game only tells. And sometimes the added yellow stuff is just there for pizzazz or emphasis. If it's red, it means that what's on screen is entirely not in the game. Finally, if the indicator is purple, it means that what I'm saying is an interpretation or theory of mine. Those will always be based on canon dialogue or things like environmental storytelling, but if you see purple, know that you're hearing an inference rather than an observation. Of these robots,
Yeah, I totally forgot that you explained it that early on.
Yeah.
In my defense, it's been like a week or two since I saw this video.
Yeah, and it's a long video. It's a big slice
Yeah,
of
I mean-
content. So it's
37 minutes.
yeah.
I don't know if that it's not on the stream, but yeah, it's 37 minutes.
bots, Bruce and the 5 models of Lumberbot are automations that we can build to passively generate wood. But why do we build things? Like, what's in it for us? Each thing that we build grants us a certain amount
After you
of
said
chip.
that, I can't help but like I do see the game theory like bouncing as the PNG character.
Yeah. I don't do it as well as they do. I don't know how exactly they do it, but
Yeah.
yeah.
chipper coins and beaver points, and at certain beaver point thresholds, we are allowed to progress to the next day. This is how we progress the plot. At the end of each day, we have a conversation with Chipper, he gives us another acre to the right of the house, and later that night, he sets us up on a date, which goes horribly every single time.
Address me.
No, but on that topic, later that night is the exact file name of the secret second half of Midnight Motorist, which means nothing, but it's weird that it happened twice. Now let's go see what our neighbors are talking about. I'm sure it's all totally wholesome, and that cannibalism won't be a recurring topic.
Yeah, so I'm gonna take another pause here. So you talked about how all these characters they reference like cannibalism and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there was a FNAF VHS series where William Afton was a cannibal.
Oh no.
I feel like maybe that might not be too far off if we're trying to find the parallel to Chipper. How do we know that William Afton didn't eat the crying child after the bite or something?
Well, I can't disprove that, but what I can say to add a little bit of to throw a little bit of nuance at that is that a very intelligent commenter, genuinely, I'm not being sarcastic, a very intelligent commenter said that it's really not cannibalism, and it's not what I was referencing wasn't necessarily, because these are animals, and I was calling it cannibalism in the sense that it's intelligent, equal, creatures of equal intelligence killing and consuming each other. That's why I called it cannibalism, because it's this community of people who eat each other. But they were well, to be fair, these are animals, and animals have to eat certain things, so they don't really have much choice. So I will say that it's not, I guess these are just kind of anthropomorphic animals, but still kind of doing what animals normally do, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I guess it does make sense.
So it's a little less cut and dry than cannibalism, but there is actual cannibalism in this game. So not all of the things that I talk about technically are cannibalism, but hold that thought about the William Afton eating people thing, because that we can talk about that later, I think.
Yeah, it's just cannibalism has always been this weird taboo topic that it's just been weirdly morbid curiosity for me, you know?
Oh, interesting.
And I've even thought about well, given that Remnant and Agony are things, I wonder how cannibalism would work in the FNAF universe, you know? Just because souls and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, what if you eat Remnant?
Yeah, would
that even count? I don't think so.
Does eating Remnant count as cannibalism?
I mean, spiritually, yes, I would say. But I don't know about the actual specific definition. Probably not.
Yeah.
We need a new word for that.
Yeah, it's halfway between cannibalism and Clavis, I'm going. It's going to happen. I'm sorry. It's going to happen, Clavis. I'll give a warning of when, and I'll tell you guys to look away. But I am going to end up doing it. Okay, I am going to be eating Johnny on stream. Okay.
We discussed this beforehand. And don't worry,
this.
Don't confuse me with the real Johnny. I'm just a PNG character.
Yeah, wink.
Screens over from Chipper is Seabill's Seaside, where Seabill the purple bird sailor lives. I'm not sure what type of bird he's supposed to be. He lives in a pelican-shaped house and sells carved wooden seagulls, but doesn't quite look like either species of... Hey, Editing Johnny here, stopping by to say that I have no idea how Writing Johnny sat down, looked at this screen, and never considered that the guy who lives on 225 Stork's Crossing might be a stork. And with an outfit that chopped, I doubt any species would claim him. The game calls those smelly boots. He sells his signature seaside seagulls in exchange for ocean-themed items, and occasionally lets us play his infuriating side-scrolling game. I don't like the way he's staring at me. And yes, that is the Let's Eat font. We can also go sailing with him from time to time, which is where we learn that he's less of a sailor and more of a LARPer. Yeah, forget him, let's move on. If we stand on this wooden bridge too long, it breaks, and we tumble to this beachside area with 4 homeless creatures huddled around a fire. We have a nameless unimportant crab, a squid named Cal M. Mari, Fishy, and Fungus. Mari shows us how the community talks about Chipper. They say old Chipper used to make giant wood-cutting robots. He left them abandoned in the woods, along with his general interest in robots. If I had a nickel for every person who's fallen down here, I'd build a robot. Fishy's the tough guy of the group. According to him, he's been ground up into seasoning, cut in half, and hooked in the throat. According to Mr. Mari, he used to be a fisherman.
God tier edit.
I know that sounds stank.
But don't let Mari sneak that last part in. Only thing I ever caught was this. Not only is he guilty of attempted fishing, he also has an intense hatred for beavers. If only there was a rope to climb out with. Okay, fine. If only there was a rope that didn't smell like a beaver. Alright, Tyke, I've heard enough. Let me handle this. Last
It's
but
so
definitely-
perfect because you can do that
Yeah.
in FNAF world. You can
Yeah,
be Chipper and throw a buzzsaw at the same squid.
Yeah. I am happy that the Chipper from FNAF World found a way into the video, because like it's literally just Chipper. It's
Yep.
just him.
Not least is this mushroom who looks like that one TikTok sticker. I fell asleep the other night and woke up missing a leg. The mushroom said he didn't see anything. Have you seen the Theorizers videos on Mort from Madagascar? That's this fungus guy. I buried something special in the sand. Come closer. I have a hole dug for it already. I used to make things out of wood too. Then I woke up and I was a mushroom. I was here all by myself for so long. Then I started pulling nails out of the bridge so that I could have visitors. Yay! So he's the reason all of these guys are down here, and that's why the bridge always breaks no matter how many times we rebuild it. It's all because of him. Sometimes he lets us play his Mush Bouncer minigame to win a power-up for our watering can. My breakfast didn't agree with me, but I ate him anyway. He left this for you. So we're 3 out of 4 for cannibalism adjacent activity. I think we should probably move on. One screen over is this
Yeah, again, it's scary just how like sadistic these characters are. Like
I know.
Chipper and Sons Lumber Co. is one of the most dark, creepy games that I've ever seen.
It honestly, like, it kind of reminds me of, well, I mean, I don't know, I don't think I really thought of this while playing it or even making this video, but like, it's a little bit like Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared-esque.
Oh yeah, I see that. Yeah.
In the sense of how bright, not in like actual vibes, you know, but like,
Yeah.
you know, just some of the like casual, like grotesqueness in the middle of this like bright and colorful world.
Yeah, like, oh, it's all happy and fun, and then also there's all these bad, horrible things going on in the background, but you just need to walk past them and just it's fine. Yeah.
I think it's supposed to be like kind of like the beauty and cruelty of nature, I guess. But it's just weird when you make it like anthropomorphic animals and like cartoonish. You know,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It seems darker when you frame it that way.
Well, yeah, because like if it's like something terrible is happening in the horror game, that's that's what you expect from a horror game. But if something terrible happens in this nice, bright, colorful, happy game, it's just weird and like creepy, man. There's
And
so
it's
many
like
of those things like in this, in all of his games, really. Like that's kind of the foundation of FNAF 6, isn't it?
Yeah. And I guess the unsettling thing about it in this game is that it's never addressed. Like that's just you know what I mean? Like I feel like in a horror game there'll be moments where it's like it, I don't know, like you can't ignore it, but Tyke is like a silent protagonist. I mean, he does kind of change things as they are, but he really just, since he doesn't talk or anything, he just kind of watches all this stuff happen, and there's nothing you can, there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
Really, he's like, he just has to live with it.
He's the victim.
Yeah.
Default background area with a hatch leading to the deep blue board with 2 chess-playing whales. The one that talks just makes fat jokes about himself and like his mom and says that he loves smoothies. Apparently his name is Smoothie Whale. He gives us an item each time we talk to him, and we can fight Papa Jelly in exchange for an item. That's it for this area. Another screen to the left is...
Oh, I forgot I did this.
Yeah, it's such a weird thing.
Do not try to understand what is happening. You are transcending time and space, something no beaver has ever done before. I am the strange traveler. I have taken this form so that you can comprehend my existence. Although we will journey for what seems like only a few moments to you, many days will have passed where you come from. I will leave you now, furry one. Remember what you have seen. I will return when I pass through this galaxy again.
our first encounter with...
Like, it is just so random. Like,
yeah, and that's a pretty rare thing.
Yeah.
I think I forgot to mention that, but like, it also, I guess it doesn't need to be mentioned because if you play for long enough, it'll happen. Like, it's not like this blink and you'll miss it type thing. Like, if you play for long enough, it will happen once or twice. But that is a rare event.
Yeah.
The strange traveler isn't all that interesting. You can tell that his only real goal with this one was to shock and amaze beaverkind with his existence. His second revelation tells us a lot more.
Hello again, my fellow traveler. You were born to traverse the universe. Leave behind your earthly ambition.
Again,
it is for this reason that I've come to you, to enlighten your mind and awareness of the wonders of time and space. Well, that's mostly true. The other reason is that I get really lonely flying around on my cosmic starfish. I just figured I might as well enlighten you while you kept me company.
Like, kinda?
Kinda.
Like, time travel? But, like, not really? I don't know.
I guess so. That's true. I didn't think about that. It is kind of time travel.
Yeah.
It made sense at the time. I will return again when the planets are in alignment and seventh moon rises. I made that up. Farewell!
He takes another 3 days of our time to tell us a whole bunch of nothing and ends by half apologizing for even speaking to us. Tyke encountered a divine being and now has to live the rest of his life with the knowledge that they're real and that they might all be hack chuds. Another screen to the left is termite territory. We'll learn more about them later. For now, just know that we can speak to Termite King, buy things from his shop with termite coins, or play his maze minigame to win a red acorn. Further left is the Tiki Bird tree. Every time we enter this screen, there's a chance that a trap will be set by the tree. If we walk into it, the Tiki Birds draw us up to their tiki treetop, and hi Happy Frog, hi Mr. Hippo, hi Toy Chica, where they insult us and then offer to trade with us. The Tiki Birds trades are totally random, so if you roll the dice long enough, you can trade a stack of cheap items for a full stack of rare, valuable items. Occasionally, this bird face will open and close its mouth. Yeah, this game has rare Easter eggs. Next up is the Toad Hole, and my gosh, Scott can cook with environment.
Also, you're gonna say this in the video a little bit, but it's just such an interesting, like just the way that he designs environments and stuff is just so interesting. Like, I don't even know how, like, it's very, like, what's, like, the fear of big things? Is that thalassophobia or whatever?
I don't remember. I want to say that's fear of the ocean or like big bodies of water, but I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong. Yeah, I can see that though. Like, it is like, it's always. Yeah, I don't even. It's always, the word I would use is like sweeping. That's words that he's used to describe his older games.
Yeah, and like slight side tangent, but like I watched a lot of people, I'm assuming, also did watch it's like a year or two ago, the Solar Sands video on like all the old Scott games and stuff like that. And recently I rewatched it because I was writing a report about the stuff for like my college classes.
Cool.
Yeah, it's just so interesting how like especially like if you look at compared to the designs of like the human characters that are actually moving and speaking, how wide the gap is between like visual quality. Like I'm very happy that he decided to go with like this style of like the creepy animatronics instead of trying to do like Outlast or something, you know? Because
right.
I feel like it fits his visual style so well.
He kind of it feels like it took him a while to figure out his strength, because like stuff like this is his strength, and this was just like he was so close to what like he could make that resonated with people. Oh, we got Chipper01 in chat.
It's him.
Hello.
It's the guy himself, the man himself.
Yeah.
Hi, welcome to the chat. Jeez. Well, I gotta watch what I say now.
Oh, it's over for me. He's probably not gonna like some of the things that I get to.
Yeah.
Wants to. The frog on the left is constantly talking about his friend Earl, who passed away a little while ago. I searched the pond for Earl. I thought I saw him in the murky water.
Also, Old Man
but it was just
Consequences. Ooh.
The frog on the top right has a crush on our dad, and sometimes he lets us play the Frog's Quest.
It's again like this is
the goal of the game
video.
is to collect.
This is the whole video, right? But like seeing all these elements of like how little inkling ideas were in all of his old stuff that then evolved throughout time as he like made more and more like projects and games. It's so like intriguing, and like it's really interesting to me as somebody who is also like a creative, like a creator, you know, like just seeing the evolution. I think it was like I forget how many years he was making games before he actually made FNAF, but it was not a lot of success for so long, and he just kept improving. Like even from this to FNAF 2, you'll see a huge difference.
Yeah, it really, like, to me, it really proves. I've read through too many of his Steam posts, or Steam replies, I guess, in this case. But he said he gave some advice to someone. Like, this was after FNAF blew up, but he said that no time. I'm paraphrasing, but no time spent doing the thing that you love is wasted, or something like no time that you spend doing what you love is time wasted. And I feel like going through this game, I mean, you could probably say it about any of his games, but in this game it's very apparent because it was right before FNAF, how it's like the things that he learned how to do, you can see how he was like right almost at the payoff to all the work that hadn't paid off at all yet.
Yeah, it's
like,
again, very inspiring.
Yeah, like no one cared when he made this, but all he had to basically do was slap this into a horror game, and it was, it was wildfire.
Yeah.
So he just needed to find out how to use it.
The appropriate fruit to feed 5 frogs without making a band move. The twist with this minigame that makes it the most interesting in the entire game is that it provides absolutely no explanation for its rules. Yeah, I wouldn't have known any of that stuff I said about feeding 5 frogs or band moves if not for one of the first and very few people with the patience to understand the Frog's Quest, Lucky Stars 103, who posted an immensely helpful walkthrough and map on the Frog's Quest Quest's fandom wiki article. Scott intentionally made a minigame that he and only he understood, assuming that someone would eventually figure it out through pure trial and error. The worst part is, you can't just spend 4 hours playing Frog's Quest to figure it out, because the minigame itself is a rare event. And on top of that, you can't win the game unless you buy the Frog's Key, which is the most expensive item in the entire game. The FNAF 3 wall tile code is hopscotch compared to this. This tells us 2 things. 1, Scott has always been the vague posting king. 2, when Scott was making FNAF 2, he didn't think, aha!
Ooh, I never realized that, the shadow chipper in the background.
What if I made a retro style 8-bit
I'm so glad that
minigame
someone
FNAF?
didn't notice it. That's cool to me.
Yeah. Wow, I don't know how. Like, I noticed on my first watch the Elizabeth, but I never caught that. It's so cool.
Yeah. The vanilla Coke and barbecue chips was my friend's idea.
Yeah.
So I had to throw it in because he specifically said that like those are his favorite snacks. I don't know how she remembered that, but it was a good call out.
I think I remember him saying that like on a Doco interview or something like that. If I recall.
It was it may have been a Steam post. I don't remember.
Yeah, I forget. But yeah, like that is such a specific detail. Like it's, again, the attention to detail and your editing and everything is just immaculate.
Thank you.
He didn't think, aha, what if I made a retro style 8-bit minigame to tell the story? He thought, what if I do the Frog's Quest again, but a Freddy Fazbear Atari version? In FNAF 3, we have a bunch of cryptic 8-bit minigames where we have to do unintuitive, unexplained things to feed cake to 5 children, and one of these games is named Mangle's Quest. My point here is, cryptic 8-bit minigames aren't a FNAF thing. They're a repurposed element from Chipper and Sons. If you manage to understand the Frog's Quest, you unlock the Golden Frog, an 8-bit frog trophy which will now forever sit on Chipper's lawn. There are also golden statues of almost all of the other characters, some of which seem to be locked behind certain achievements. For example, you get the Lumberbot 5.0 trophy when you build a Lumberbot 5.0, and others of which can be drawn by random chance.
This is a fun
Tinker the
addition.
Owl was on the far
Like that again, the editing, the transitions, all that stuff. Like, I mean, it's basically perfect the way that you match up the footage.
Yeah, I think I just couldn't think of a good transition. I think it's actually because I didn't think that like that was a good enough like ending for that section or the ending for that paragraph. So I wanted something to like kind of cut the script short so we could just abruptly jump into something else. I think that's why I did that. Like it felt a little jarring to just jump to another section.
Well, I mean, hey, it works.
Yeah.
Tinker the Owl is on the far left, in the haunted forest. Our friendly neighborhood monocle-wearing owl lives in this tree stump, and if we want to talk to him, we can chime his clock to wake him up. His gimmick is he collects old mechanical parts and will happily give them to us in exchange for some of Seabell's wooden seagulls. Can you guess who these parts used to belong to? Tinker the Owl has lots of old parts that I used to use, like old robot parts and such. The secondhand parts trade is just how Tinker pays for his wooden seagull obsession. He has a bigger store that sells things like pet owls. Yes, that's a baby owl. Other currencies, a mecha owl pet, the ability to auto-win minigames, control over the weather, and mini Bruce, all for Chipper coins. Oh yeah, very rarely this sad toy will say something wistful.
But I didn't mean to. I'm sorry. How I wish it were only my eyes alive in the dark, rather than thought alive in the darkness of...
Scott must have been going through something when he made this game. One of these lines of...
Yeah, again, like the dark things in a kid's game. Like it's just so like interesting how many little details and secrets there are just in this game.
I know. Like nothing could have prepared me for this part, especially. This is just absurd.
Dialogue
Because these things are extremely rare. Well, I say that, but like if you're trying to get it, it'll probably only take you like 30 minutes. But that's 30 minutes of like just going back and forth, resetting it like a FNAF Easter egg.
Yeah.
Binary, the first 3 bits of which spell out end when converted to text. The last byte only has 7 bits, so I think Scott either left out the last bit on accident or left it unfinished for a reason. Maybe the toy is saying that it's near its end. It's in the process of ending, like all things are, but for now it's still here. And that's not the only rare Easter egg in this area. On some occasions, we can see a shadowy vintage woodbot lurking in the foreground.
Yeah,
if we play Tinker's...
Like this, I love that, literally, it's like a shadow animatronic. Just, that's just the origins of it, like where the idea came from. That's where it is.
Yeah, like design-wise, he did the exact same thing. It's so funny.
See a shadowy vintage woodbot lurking in the foreground. If we play Tinker's little Flappy Bird clone, he gives us a pocket watch, which allows us to make 3 hours of in-game time pass in an instant. This owl has a concerning amount of power, but it's nice to see that he's willing to share some of it and chooses not to use it for evil, much unlike...
Whoa. Also, I just gotta mention the transition here. Like, ooh, it's getting glitchy. Whoa.
In our first
like, that's like classic, like, Five Nights at Freddy's video editing.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to go for. If you look, actually, you can, if you go to where he opens the present, here, skip back. Where he touches the present, there's something there for like 1 frame.
Really? Oh, whoops.
here's the frame by frame analysis.
Yeah.
That was requested.
Yeah,
it's not all that deep, but it's there. Like, so if you skip forward just as soon as the present disappears, I think. Yeah, there it is. There's a little ghost.
Wow.
Little ghost there. It's the ghost of what we're about to see.
Yeah, I've never seen that. Huh. That's, again, frame by frame. It's such interesting editing that you do. Like, I love this because I'm like, oh, I want to go back through the video. Like, I want to rewatch this video, not just because, you know, it's good for theorizing, but because it's interesting to catch other things that, like, you didn't catch before.
Yeah, I'm glad that it makes you feel that way. 'Cause that's good. That's good. I'm glad that it's interesting to you.
Whoa.
In our first conversation with Chipper, we learned that he's a raging anti-termite. By the time I was your age, I was out building dams, cutting trees, and blowing up termite mounds. The war with the termites has scarred us all. Famine, disease, death. None of those things have happened, but it sounds pretty awful, right? It might happen if a meteor were to hit. So never trust a termite. They might have a meteor. This sums up the average interaction with Chipper. But what about the termite side of things? Let's hear what they have to say. Well, our furry nemesis has created offspring. How dreadful. Yes, your father and I go way back. Did you know that he once dressed like a giant termite and climbed our highest mound? He dropped a bomb right down into the middle of it. Oh boy, there were some mothers crying that day. He once dressed like a giant termite. The suspect dressed as a company mascot to earn the children's trust. There were some mothers crying that day. A man dressed as a cartoon mascot lured them into a back room. There were some mothers crying that day. Termite King ends this first
Again, gotta love the editing, man.
exchange in a very
That
peculiar
was the
way.
first thing that I edited in this video.
Oh, really? Really?
I started with that. I pretty much just spent a day editing that part, and that was the first thing.
Yeah. Also, excuse my chair. It's very creaky.
I haven't heard it yet, so.
Oh, okay. Well, it's certainly coming up on stream.
Oh, okay.
Hey, I think you have a good head on your shoulders. If you come across any wood scraps, just bring them over. Maybe we can help each other out. This interaction is the beginning of an alliance that continues for the rest of the game. Termite King slips blueprints for things like termite homes or termite delicacies into Chipper's stack and commissions us to build them in exchange for termite coins.
So I love the, Secret of the Mimic Easter egg there, Jugband Monty.
Because I'm about to compare him to the guy who made those blueprints.
Yeah.
So on one hand, we have Chipper. I remember back in 19 Beaverdy 3, I was on the front lines against the termites. I woke up one morning to find that they'd taken my arm in my sleep. My vengeance rained upon them like fire. Then I realized I just slept on it funny, and it was tucked inside my jacket. Those were the good days. And on the other, we have Termite King, who immediately offers to make peace with us. To be fair, he's no angel either, as revealed after we build a tiki tree next to a termite mound for him. We haven't eaten good tiki wood since we infested the tiki tops. We forged a letter from Mr. Chipper to make it seem as though he had delivered the termites during the night. This caused a battle between Chipper and the tiki birds. But look at what he says next.
Yeah, like the Angry Bird reference is fun. I feel like we don't see like references in videos to Angry Birds unless it's like the movie, you know?
Yeah, I feel like the movie has kind of like replaced the original games and like the I don't know, just in people's minds. I guess it's interesting because I don't think I've seen any of the movies. I want to watch them, but.
I mean, I've seen the first one, and like it's randomly having a resurgence on Twitter for some reason.
I've seen that.
Yeah, I just like all my feed is just Angry Birds movie, like. But yeah, I mean I'm not saying it's the worst movie ever, but it's alright in my opinion.
All that matters now is celebrating these new days and our new alliance with the beavers. Then he asks us to build a mound next to a Bruce. I promise we won't ruin it. We just want a taste. Here are your termite tokens. As far as I know, they keep this promise. They get a taste of the Bruce and we get to keep it. Let's see what else Chipper has to say. You're getting quite handy with those lumber bots. Someday I'll teach you how to make the most advanced one, the 5.0 model. It reminds me of the time I built an exact duplicate of myself with fur and everything, but the silly thing didn't realize that it was a lumber bot and tried to take over the place. I had to whack it with a shovel and bury it. Can you imagine a robot thinking he was the real thing? Bleep bloop! Whoa, excuse me. Oh, so Chipper's a robot. I made a cake for you for all your hard work. It was chocolate. I accidentally...
Again, like does the game ever like revisit that, or is it just like literally like that one line that implies he's a robot?
That's it. So like the thing with some of the things in this game is that a lot of things are just said and never addressed again. Not all of it.
Yeah.
But a lot of things are just kind of there and never addressed again, like that. Although I think that was left up there to make you just question if this was the real Chipper. There's definitely room to theorize a little bit about it. So he was already kind of doing things like that, I guess.
Yeah.
Chipper01 in chat asks if I'm...
that.
Yeah. I might. I played through the game like a week ago, but I would need to see if I'd make a video about it. I would, and I'm gonna do this either way, but I'm gonna go back through it and like really dig into the dialogue like I did with this game and like make sure I kind of map out the whole story in my head, and then if anything comes to me, I might do a video about it. I'll definitely use it for some kind of video regardless, because it has a lot of interesting stuff. But I don't know if it'll get its own video. Okay.
Sorry, there's other people in the house right now. I think I'm gonna take just a quick break, and I'll just be right back. Just give me 1 second.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I'll leave you unmuted so you can talk to the chat in the meantime. It'll only be like a minute or two.
Okay. Okay. So chat, how are we doing? What are we thinking? Waiting for you guys to catch up to me because I know there's like a 20-ish second delay. Maybe I should have just started talking about the Desolate Hope, since that was the last thing that I said. It has a lot of interesting ideas, but nothing overtly FNAF-ish popped out to me. It was I really enjoyed the story though. The Baldwin birds, love the Angry Birds reference. Thank you. A lot of it is just like there's a part and I know it needs a little animated scene, and that was genuinely the easiest thing I could think to represent the birds attacking Chipper.
All right, I'm back. Sorry about that.
Okay, no, totally fine.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm reading what Chipper says in the chat right now. This is a good video. I found it interesting to watch it for the first time. It's rare that people make videos about Scott Cawthon's old games. Yeah, I totally agree. Like, it is very interesting to me, like how there's sort of been a resurgence of like looking to the past almost, you know?
Mm-hmm. I really like doing that, because the thing that I've been doing the most lately, kind of in the drought that we've been in with like FNAF content, is that I like, and I would do this regardless because it's just become interesting to me, just looking at like the things that Scott made, just looking at how Scott's stories come together, kind of like how he developed things, because I've been reading through Tales a lot and trying to look for ideas that eventually became Secret of the Mimic or things like that. So it's just, that's been my interest. That's been the way that I engage with FNAF lately.
Yeah. Well, I mean, especially because we haven't had, like, technically we had a new release, as in Secret of the Mimic VR, but we haven't really had it like a new game release, like actual new release, in like over a year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because like honestly, it is weird that like it's either that there are no plans for a DLC to Secret of the Mimic, or the DLC is going to be just like this big thing that like they're waiting to release until later or whatever. But a ton of people thought, you know, oh, they're doing the security breach thing, like security breach to ruin Secret of the Mimic to the DLC, and we've not gotten any word of that, or even really any hints that there could be anything else to the story, except for maybe like the silhouette that's in the window that they added. I think that's the only thing.
Yeah. I'm definitely not thinking there will be a DLC, but I mean, who knows? I mean, it definitely seems like there won't be at this point. But I forgot about the silhouette. That's I feel like that needs to be addressed somehow. I feel like that has to be something, but
yeah, because like I feel like there's really only a couple explanations that really make sense, and I feel like it's somehow that like Edwin's still alive, and it's gonna be like a whole like Tales from the Pizzaplex type thing that happens in the game's continuity. But that is just pure speculation. We have no idea what the next element of the story even is, or like where it'll take place. So all we really have right now are the previous releases, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, and then people like, oh, never mind. You know, I've heard things here and there Not that I know, not that I have insider information, but I've heard things, and nothing that I've heard makes sense to me. like I've heard things from people who know things, and I'm just stumped on where we're going next.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm totally fine with there being like a sort of like a content drought. I just wish that it was for a game that had less of a cliffhanger, you know, because like there's so many like there's just so many blind spots. Like, oh, you have, I forgot my camera's mirrored. Secret of the Mimic, then all the way over here is FNAF 4, FNAF 2, that era. Then all the way over here, the Mimic is back. You have nothing from this segment, you know?
Right. It's very odd because I do feel like there's got to be some explanation for. That's what a DLC would do, like some kind of explanation for like some more details on what happened after that, firm confirmation of which ending is canon. I mean, I know most people agree that it's the parachute one, but most people agreed that Burn Trap was the canon ending. Yeah. But that's a whole other can of worms. But it is a really odd situation as far as like what's coming next.
Yeah. All right. Sorry for that tangent. I'll get back to the video.
We sat on it. It smelled like vanilla after that. I'm crying. What kind of robot is this?
Those aren't the design choices we were curious about, Mr. Afton.
Tick tock, tick tock. It's the sound of 100 beating wooden hearts. It's a long lost art. I had a son once. He became obsessed with the idea of recreating the land into a mechanical paradise. He crafted a wooden arm for himself, then a leg. Soon he was more machine than beaver. Eventually the termites overtook him and used him for their own bidding. I dismantled him, breaking him into 7 parts and hiding the parts in each of the 7 kingdoms. I had to make sure that he could never be used for evil again. If that don't make you want to step on a termite, nothing will. And the best surprise of all, I found a bride for you. For real this time. You two are meant to be together. And it's a termite. A termite. Your mother would be so proud of you, son. And I know that she sees you and is watching you.
Mommy will always be here watching over us.
And not just because I had her stuffed and put in the corner. The next...
like again, the Secret of the Mimic parallels and like looking to the past to see the future, all that sort of stuff, but just the idea that is like again just a random dark thing that happens in this kid's game is so funny.
I know, it's such a good joke.
Yeah, and again, had her stuffed. Like the Freddy Fazbear's.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I forgot about that other little connection, but yeah, it's so funny.
Yeah.
Next day, we find out that Mrs. Chipper died because he kept asking her to make bigger and bigger pecan double fudge wood lovers bumbleberry pies until the pies got so big that she fell in and baked herself into one of them. The most tragic thing is that the pie was delicious. It was a little gamey, but so delicious. Oh my gosh.
and that is what I was thinking of when I said like, what if William Afton like ate somebody? What if he did? What if he does?
I feel like that would have been probably implied, but at this point, but I guess technically there is precedent in at least one Scott game for that. Yeah. No.
I mean, how would it be applied? It's not even implied that there is a Mrs. Afton. Maybe
That's
because
true.
she's in William's belly. Whoa. Just like Elizabeth is in baby's belly, the parallels.
Yes. Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah. You see?
Didn't think about that.
Yeah. It's like the sins of the father go trickle down to the daughter because he ate the mother.
Yeah.
It all connects.
It's like some kind of like shatter victim, but with Mrs. Afton, who got eaten almost. She's like causing these stomach related deaths after that.
Exactly.
Which in turn causes a bunch of other deaths.
We need to make this into an actual theory video.
Yes. Yes. I don't know what it would be called. I guess just, I don't know.
Stomach victim?
Pie theory.
Yeah.
I don't know. Pie victim. No.
Yeah, I don't know. We got to come up with a name. We got to workshop this, but.
Yeah.
Chipper, how are we supposed to move on when it's one thing after the other? Next, he tells us about his darkest secret. One of the sets of blueprints that he's given us, if followed, creates something/someone that he's mortally afraid of. I can't say his name out loud or he'll hear me. You have to do this one thing for me. Find a way to kill it. You have to find a way to kill it. Every contraption that we build has a red button next to it, which allows us to get rid of it. Chipper says that we'll know we've built the abomination when something we make has no such button. A couple days later, he brings it up again. But remember that one thing you have to do for me? And delivers the line that convinced me to make this video. There comes a time when all a beaver's rage and sorrow are poured into something, and it becomes stronger than himself. That's a one-sentence summary of The Mimic from Tales from the Pizzaplex and Secret of the Mimic. Scott was writing concepts like The Mimic before Frozen was in theaters. Look, I understand that evil rogue robots aren't an especially unique concept, but jumping forward a bit, we learn that this is something Chipper built as a way to cope with the loss of his wife, to make sure nothing bad ever happened again, which are almost identical to the circumstances that caused Edwin to make the Mimic in the book and the game. Dead wife, grieving single father makes a thing to help him deal with her absence, something goes wrong, creation goes haywire.
Yeah, and again, like, there's just so many parallels. It is, like, annoying how many things are recycled and reused.
I know.
And yeah, and sorry.
Go ahead. I was so happy to see John FNAF mention this. He mentioned the Rage and Sorrow line in his latest video. I was like, yes, we're doing this. We're looking at the old stuff to, inform the way we look at the new stuff. I think that's, I mean, who knows if it would take us anywhere, but I think it's good that we're doing that.
Yeah. And like, you also talked about before, there's you have played the Desolate Hope and like stuff like that, right? That's what you were saying before?
Yes.
You're talking about how, like, if you might make a video on that, like how it ties in, if it jumps out at you. I feel like the way that there's it's so weird that it's all about like these dying robots basically, right? And is that not what the Mimic is, what we see in Ruin, because like it moves much. I guess it's not exactly dying, but like it's very much like torn, not torn, like rusted, withered type compared to when we initially see it in Secret of the Mimic. Timeline wise, at least. I just it's like the tech is just dying,
Yeah, that's a good point. I think that is an angle I wasn't really thinking of that I probably should, to kind of compare and contrast the stories and like the characters in it to the Mimic specifically, or just I don't know, some like thematic thing. Maybe it applies to a more general thing, but that's a good idea. I hadn't really thought about. I might do that. I might, when I go back, because I'm definitely gonna re-examine it either way, and just like look at each of the characters and be like, okay, what are? Yeah, that's a good thought.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, I'd totally be up to help you with that video if you need any help.
Yeah.
That's a game that I'm like, I haven't played it, but I know like so much like tertiary info, I guess, about it, just from like researching it and stuff like that. Especially for like I mentioned I did a report on previous games and stuff like that.
Oh right.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean that's definitely something like I would love to like play the game and like look at all the different connections and stuff myself.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll
Also,
definitely keep that in mind.
Clavis in chat saying Edwin ate Fiona theory. Wow.
That's what Gibby said. That was the main thing he says about that video.
I feel like there's got to be like so many different like cannibalism theories. I mean, we just created one. There's the Edwin ate Fiona. There's Andrew Pizza. You know, like what if there's like this dark, twisted version of the FNAF universe where everybody just gets eaten?
Maybe at this point. Maybe maybe Pizza Kit was something we should have been looking at more closely.
We didn't give Pizza Kit enough credit, honestly. I mean, again, like we said, it is like the best story like ever written.
Mm-hmm. That explains why Scott put so much effort into it.
Yeah, and also, sorry, this is, I guess, a little bit of insider information is that like, Johnny is on the cast for Springlock Fantasy 2026, and I'm currently trying to finish the scripts for that beyond the first release or two in that sort of the universe for this year, and that like having that as like a parallel universe or like some like Elseworlds type like universe would actually be maybe kind of awesome, and like in a dumb way. Like I feel like that's something that I might end up exploring, is a universe where it's just like cannibalism. Literally like recreating the he ate them thumbnail with
Yes.
I gotta keep this in mind for chapter 2 or 3 or something.
You definitely should.
Yeah.
Once again, when Scott wrote the Mimic's origin story, intentionally or not, he ended up with what was essentially a FNAF retelling of one of Chipper's many backstories. I also think it's worth mentioning that the Mimic's chase music, Shapeshifter's Wrath, explicitly references the main melody of Fear of Pixelation, a song from the FNAF World soundtrack that was used for the Chipper's Revenge boss
this is something cool I didn't even like realize until you pointed it out, which is so interesting.
That's surprising, because I feel like, you know, I'm saying this because I've seen like a lot of people point it out. At least I've seen it on Twitter a lot.
I mean, I'm not really on FNAF Twitter. I'm just on Angry Birds Movie Twitter, you know?
Oh, okay. Honestly, you're not missing too much. Besides this fact specifically.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, the whole Abyss situation taught us that Leon's use of the FNAF motifs is a little willy-nilly, so take this as you will. But
also, I'm pausing to say, I feel like Abyss is a 1,000 IQ play. They hired a fake fan game developer to make this stuff, to fake hire him, and it actually is a part of the real FNAF stuff that's going to be coming out. Just mark my words. Mark my words. I'm going to clip this whenever it's revealed that Abyss is the next FNAF game.
I feel like people would be equally
AI
mad.
And stuff because it's that's the Mimic story, you know?
Yes. Yeah. Okay, I see.
It's a game made by the Mimic. In the FNAF universe.
That makes sense. That'd be a genius excuse for them to start like pumping out AI slop.
Exactly.
You're like, no. It's still commentary, guys.
It's still commentary.
It's commentary, but like also like we kind of fired all the concept artists too, but it's for commentary's sake.
Exactly. Secret of the AI slop Dropbox.
We're gonna tank the franchise by outsourcing everything to AI, but that's all part of the the message.
Yeah,
You know?
because AI's bad. So we're showing you firsthand. This is why AI's bad.
And if we happen to make money off of it, then we failed. The message failed. But
genius business decision right there.
Yes.
Our options are Leon just wanted to reference a FNAF World song and just so happened to pick the song linked to Chipper, or Scott told him to throw this in there to pay homage to the original grieving creator of Inconceivable Horror. I made a termite suit once. I made it so I could sneak up on them, unsuspectingly, to gain the advantage, you know. But then I started wearing it around the house. So it's true. Just when I was feeling the slightest bit of sympathy for you, you go and gloat about your war crimes. Mind you, Scott released FNAF 1 under a year after Chipper and Sons, and because of Chipper and Sons. So it's not that much of a stretch to say that the killer wearing a mascot suit was a reference to Chipper's war tactics. Chipper probably inspired William Afton. Later on, FNAF became a franchise about a son working at his father's company and learning about his crimes, which is exactly what Tyke does here. Michael also helps the victims of his father, which is what Tyke does when he does favors for the termites and others in the community who Chipper has probably exploited in one way or another. So we've discovered that 2 of the 3 main fathers of FNAF inherited major aspects of their story from Chipper. And if we count novel trilogy Henry, we can say that for all 3. In the Silv3r's, Henry is the creator of everything. Fredbear's, Freddy's, the corresponding animatronics, the main character Charlotte Emily, and the 3 other robot versions of her, including the one that William steals and turns into the main antagonist of the 3rd book. Charlotte has memories of Henry disposing of robots/toys that didn't make the cut, which was always something she hated watching. Chipper plays a very similar role in his game. We are his child and he created the company that we're working for, the blueprints of almost everything that we build, and the dying robots in the graveyard, which we are supposed to feel sorry for. Seeing as how the Silv3r's released just 2 years after Chipper and Sons, I can't imagine Scott didn't think of him when writing an entire book series about the child of a deeply troubled and eccentric inventor. Game Henry does follow a very different path.
I'm struggling to I'm struggling to find places to pause to talk about this because it's so like this leads into this leads into this, but there's so many just similarities and parallels and like all this stuff, and also I just want to take a moment to read chat because I see Clavis is like on the AI, like guys, it's part of the lore trust. Yeah, exactly. I feel like that is something that they might do. We're just I feel like not like actually, but like if it were by a lesser developer, that might literally be something that's like, I'm using this to to talk about it. It's for symbolism, but yeah. I'm very glad that I feel like it's something that we won't really have to worry about with the FNAF series.
Yeah, I don't think we do really. I mean, you can't say the same about like some of the companies they work with, I'm sure, but but like the actual official like in-house FNAF stuff, I think is safe from that. I agree.
Yeah.
But Book Henry was the original Henry, so we can say that Chipper almost definitely directly inspired all 3 of FNAF's main fathers. But what of this abomination? This is what Chipper was so afraid of? Mm-hmm. Oh. Lucky for us, Termite King has seen this before. We can go talk to him to figure out how... Wait, did you see that? The first time I saw this guy, I thought I was going crazy because I went back to check the footage and couldn't find him anywhere, but yeah, he's real. On that topic, rarely, when we visit the whales, we see...
Oh yeah, sorry. I meant to mention this earlier, but Was he also in the chapter like in between stuff?
Yeah, he's in a few other scenes in the video, but I
Okay.
just don't mention it until now.
Yeah, I like again rewatching this as something I found interesting. It was like, oh yeah, I remember that the secret's right there.
This and the submarine Easter egg were in the video in other parts. I just didn't mention them until now.
Guy, I thought I was going crazy because I went back to check the footage and couldn't find him anywhere, but yeah, he's real. On that topic, rarely, when we visit the whales, we see an unidentified submarine beaver creature just watching us. I don't think it's Chipper because we never see him leave the house, and people say he keeps to himself nowadays. All of this goes to show that the rare screens in FNAF were another thing that carried over from Chipper's to... I think you get the idea by now. We need to talk to Termite King now. Well, now you've done it, haven't you? You went and built it. Father Tree is an abomination.
It's an abomination.
He's gonna take over the whole place if you don't get rid of him. Lucky for you, I've been doing some work of my own. I have one more blueprint in Chipper's stack. I'm not sure if it will work, but you'd better give it a try before Father Tree takes over the... Takes over the what? Termite King? What's the matter? You have to build the Robo-Termite. If Father Tree is the Mimic, Robo-Termite is the Mexis program. So we build the Robo-Termite, which is quite hard to build.
Also, I feel like I can't remember if you mentioned this or not, because it's been a while since I watched this. But the Mimic being connected to a tree, a big robotic tree. This kind of reminds me of something from the Tales books.
I made a YouTube short about that around the time I posted this.
Okay, I thought I saw that. Yeah.
So yeah, I pointed out how like, oh, this is Father Tree, and I pointed out the similarities and stuff. So I was like, we could call the storyteller tree Mother Tree.
Yeah.
Because it's got like, I mean, obviously it's muddy with M1 Mimic 1/M1 now being Fiona, rather than like David, which was more like in the books. But
yeah, and like there's so many like I love that we got the Tales books as like a fun, this is the antagonist to come, right? But the fact that they did that and then it was not that Mimic just puts everything, it just makes it a little harder to comprehend and like figure out what's real or not, But yeah, because I've seen people say it was in the, I want to say the server room of Ruin, there's like the big center thing, and people thought that was the storyteller tree. And then after Secret of the Mimic came out, I saw a lot of people like just sort of forgot about it, And I don't know, like maybe the storyteller tree like will be a thing in the next FNAF game, but it's like the game version that is again the mother tree,
Maybe. I'm interested. There's so many ideas that I hope can find their way in from Tales, but who knows,
Yeah.
And then this happens. After that, the forest is saved, and Chipper congratulates us and explains why he created a world in...
Again, it's like such a weird, like very oddly ominous scene,
Yeah, it's kind of awkward.
Yeah.
The whole thing.
Ending being, after I lost your mother, I wanted a way to control things, so I designed Father Tree. He was supposed to make sure that nothing bad ever happened again, but I was fooling myself. An old beaver like me can't stop anything. You've made me a very proud beaver today. Let's all stop and think about what we just learned. To defeat Father Tree, we needed robotic termites. The fact that we needed special robot termites implies that Father Tree was made out of something real termites couldn't eat. Father Tree was designed to spread until it replaced all other types of trees, which would have left nothing for the termites to eat. Father Tree's creation was an act of bioterrorism against the termites, a pest to drive out the pests, that Chipper only shelved when he realized it would eat him too. None of us would still be alive if it weren't for Tyke's alliance with the termites. So why, Tyke, does this man's approval make you smile? After this, he sets us up on another date. I know what you're thinking, but this is the last one, I promise. She reminds me of your mother. Treat her like a lady.
Aww. They're in
Oh,
love.
nice.
What a cute ending. Before the ending...
Also, I just want to pause before we get to the next chapter. That I'm sorry, I'm catching up on chat. I don't even know what Clavis is talking about at this point. What does Father Tree X the Storyteller mean?
I'm assuming like a combination. They're referring to like a combination of them.
I hope so, because otherwise
I don't know.
It seems like just surprisingly, I feel like that probably doesn't exist, but I'm afraid that like Clavis is willing it into existence, you know?
Yeah.
And also just the fact that like it was again, I just want to mention your editing actually.
Tree's creation was an act of bioterrorism against the termites.
Like this is like where was the scene? Yeah, this one. I don't know why, but just this render that you're using with Chipper, it just like it seems just so, it's just funny to me. I don't know. I just wanted to point it out because this frame is just so funny to me. It feels like a reaction image almost, you know?
It kind of does.
If it weren't for Tyke's
yeah, like I feel like I would see this in like a Discord chat, like
the text would be like, "We're going to kill you" or something like that. I don't know, or one of those like he made a statement so horrible that his gang killed him or something like that. I see what you mean though. That's really funny.
Alliance with the termites. So why, Tyke, does this man's approval make you smile? After this, he sets...
Okay, yeah. Next chapter. It's cute, whatever. We're beyond the romance. Now into the Bible.
Before the ending, Chipper sets Tyke up on 13 dates with 13 different types of animals, covering almost every kind of creature in the beaver forest. A crab, a seagull, a tiki bird, a termite, a sentient block of wood, fishy, fungal, a giant squid that might be calamari. Hold on, weren't those last three grown adults? Someone's gotta take Tyke away from Chipper and put him on a watch list while you're at it. There is no world where a grown man should be scouting out lookers for his underage son. Anyways, all of these dates are failures until the 14th, who happens to be the only beaver we've seen apart
I
from
know.
Chipper and Tyke. Well,
see
the
it?
only one that
I double checked so hard to make
The
sure it was
only
actually the
beaver we've
14th
seen-
day, and it is.
years until the 14th, who happens
Whoa! Golden Freddy! I think I'm still past it. Where is it? Where is it?
It's gone.
No!
son.
a
Anyways,
ghostly
all of these
apparition.
dates are failures until the 14th.
There it is.
It's right here. Golden Freddy! Golden Freddy!
Yeah,
Because 14 theory, 14 theory. It's a Golden Freddy.
I think Tyke. No, I might be making that up. Tyke might be 14. I might be misremembering that, but I'm probably
I don't
making.
know.
I think he's
Yeah,
around
it's-
age because the implication is that he's just old enough to start working at the
Yeah.
beginning of the game. So
Mhm.
who knows?
who happens to be the only beaver we've seen apart from Chipper and Tyke. Well, the only one that interacts with us. What makes this date side plot notable, aside from the goofy and unintentionally creepy jokes, is that it's almost definitely a reference to the story in Genesis 2. In Genesis chapter 2, God plays matchmaker for his magnum opus, the
Yeah, this is
human
an interesting,
Adam. Let's read
connection
verse
that I never
18
heard
from
of.
the Legacy Standard Version.
This
Then
part made
Yahweh God said,
at least
"It
one
is not
person pretty mad in the comments, and I feel bad because like the comment they left was, you know, like they were like, I'm a Christian and this is not what that part, like the way I described this part of the Bible.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, maybe I should have specified this, but I'm not approaching this from like a faith standpoint. I'm just looking at it as a story. Like, I wasn't
Yeah.
trying to draw like this is what it mean, this is what the story means or anything. Like, I'm just looking at it like, you know what I mean, like as a narrative. But I can
Yeah.
understand how someone who's, you know, really has that tie to it might get serious about it. But like, I don't know.
You're looking at this from the angle of Five Nights at Freddy's, which is surprisingly not that religious, despite
Yeah.
being made by Scott Cawthon.
Right, and I'm looking at it as a myth, and I know it'd be offensive to some people to call it a myth, but calling it if you believe in it, that means that it's a myth that you think is true. It's still a mythical.
Yeah.
All you know what I mean? Like.
Well, yeah, like it's
I don't
like
know.
because like at one point, people actively practiced like Roman and Greek mythology. We call that mythology because
Yes.
it's like it was a religion that is like the mythological origins of these characters in the religion. Whether or not they are like the real true gods, it's still mythology, you know?
Mhm. And I grew up in the church, so like I have the background of this stuff. So like, and again, I'm not. I can, you know, I don't know how. I don't know. Anyway.
Okay.
Not good for the man to be alone. I will make him a helper suitable for him. And out of the ground Yahweh God had formed every beast of the field and every bird of the sky, and he brought each to the man to see what he would call it. So Adam names all of the animals. Then in verse 20, but for Adam there was not found a helper suitable for him. In Genesis 2, God has Adam go on a date with every animal in creation, and none of them are a good fit. And the story doesn't give us many details, so for all we know, this search for a helper was done over moonlit dinners on the balcony, and it's possible that Adam rejected the starfish because it led with, I'm clingy. So Yahweh God caused a deep sleep to fall upon the man, and he slept. Then he took one of his ribs and closed up the flesh at that place. And Yahweh God fashioned the rib which he had taken from the man into a woman, and he brought her to the man. God creates a woman of the same species to be Adam's partner, which is exactly what Chipper does for maybe not. Maybe this is just supposed to be a cute biblical parallel, but you can't blame me for getting suspicious when Chipper says he's capable of creating sentient robot beaver clones with fur and everything, and then acts out the story where God creates a clone wife for Adam. In conclusion,
Yeah, I do see why you were like, why somebody would be like a angry at you for bringing that into the video, but like honestly, like I don't think it's that like sacrilegious to mention that these events happen in here and here. That's kind of like the Bible. I mean, it's something again to talking about. I believe that Gibby has brought this up in his Tales and Frights like series before, but like the Bible is like the most read book like of the like probably of all time, just because that is like the book, you know, like even if you don't even like no matter how you view it in like a religious standpoint, whether it's like fact or fiction, it's still it's still a story to call upon for future stories. That's like what all stories do, you know?
Mm-hmm. It's an interesting thing because I just kind of forget because like I've known plenty of Christians in my life who view it as like from a mythological standpoint, like that story specifically, because it's it's the one with the talking snake and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's like from like a I guess I don't know if objective is the right word, but from like an objective standpoint, it's kind of a silly sounding story. And I'm not trying to say that it's, you know what I mean though? Like it's a fantastical seeming story.
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of poking fun at the like fantastical-ishness of it, and I don't see any problem. Like I've watched biblical scholars for fun who also refer to it that way. Like in some way, like and kind of, I don't know. Like to me, it like I don't know. Anyway, I could talk about that for a long time. But
no, I mean this is what we're here for. It's a podcast.
Yeah.
Talk about whatever. Like I mean, I'm not gonna like censor you or anything. It's a very open environment, man.
Well, like I've known plenty of Christian people in my life who would probably like laugh about, not laugh, but like, be like, oh, it's kind of funny because he kind of creates like a clone for Adam, because that is technically what happens. It's a silly way to put it for sure, but that's what, and like, I don't know. To me, it makes me feel like attack the idea that I could get something like that from the Bible so wrong. 'Cause it's like, you know how much I've read this. But to me, I feel like it's pretty likely that was intentional though, because obviously it's Scott. He used to make primarily like biblical stories stuff. So for him to make a plot line about a little dude having his dad introduce him to a bunch of different animals, and all of them being not suitable, and then it ending with here's like a woman of the same species as you. That's pretty like one for one. I mean, the robot clone stuff was something I inferred from the other creepy stuff in the game, but the whole aspect of like, again, getting introduced, a dad introducing his son to a bunch of animals like that is pretty one for one.
Yeah.
Conclusion, after playing Chipper and Sons, I discovered that some of FNAF's most iconic aspects, like its 8-bit minigames, rare screens, lore dumps,
but then there was the bite of 87. Yeah.
And horrible fathers, are all things that Scott scavenged from Chipper's rotting corpse and dumped in the FNAF stew. The Oxford Language's definition of remnant is, quote, a small remaining quantity of something, end quote.
Chipper is haunting this whole franchise.
If you're still here, thanks for watching. Fine, I'll talk about FNAF World.
Yay, FNAF World. Best FNAF game.
FNAF World, the spiritual success.
Also, before you get into this section, what is your opinion on FNAF World?
I don't know. I don't have any like hot takes about it really. Like I don't have any strong opinions on like canonicity wise, because I know there are some people who are like, you shouldn't use it at all for the games because Scott. But then people use like the same things that Scott said to be like, well, he said that he regrets tying it into a canon game. So that kind of, he said that in the Dawko interview. So it's like, and there was, it's unused, but there's the
box.
The render of the box being open. And it like, and it's very obviously supposed to be connected in some way, whether it's meta or not meta, to the I will put you back together stuff. So
yeah,
I mean, to me, I think the signs point to it, at least hinting at something. But
yeah,
I don't. Did you want my opinion on the game, like from a quality standpoint, or something like that?
I was just kind of asking in general, because like honestly, personally, I have like a soft spot for like the game of FNAF World. You know, like it's fun for what it is. Again, this is somebody coming from somebody who like loves like RPGs and like JRPGs and stuff like that. It's fine, you know. I don't feel like it's as bad as people made it out to be, especially like originally when it first came out, that people were so angry that it was like even a thing. Like people were like calling it like a sellout, you know, like all that sort of stuff. It's just funny to think about now, you know, 10 years later, and now we have things like Security Breach, Fury's Rage. We have the demo of 5 Laps at Freddy's, which is totally coming out this year or next year or something. Please.
Yeah.
You know, like there's just so much more variety now with what defines FNAF, especially when it went from Click Team to VR to free roam. There's so much variety now that I feel like people have been saying how there's like, or he said in the Doco live stream that there's a 2 in production. A lot of people want it to be FNAF World 2 because it's just sort of come all the way back around where people are now enjoying the game and like appreciating it for what it is. And I'm just saying, I was a day one FNAF World lover. Okay, I'm just saying this. I was an OG.
Really? Wow.
It may have been my first FNAF game. Honestly, I don't exactly remember.
Wow. Okay.
It may have been my first one because it was free, right? Because he re-released it and it was free. I think it's still free.
Yes, it is.
And before, it was right around the time that I had like a crappy laptop that I could actually run Steam games on, kind of. And also I had like FNAF 2 on my phone or tablet or something. So yeah. So FNAF World and FNAF 2 are probably around the same time my first FNAF games. And now, like I love FNAF World. FNAF 2, honestly, it's like it's overhated now, but I just feel like it's just kind of a mid game, honestly. Hot take. Kind of. Not really anymore. It's weird.
I mean, from a gameplay perspective, I 100% agree that FNAF 2 is not so great. Yeah. No, I have a soft spot for the game too. I never played it until I think 2023, so I was super late to FNAF World. I always kind of skipped it, but it's really charming.
Yeah, I am glad we have all the like. There's FNAF World Refresh, and there's like a ton of other like FNAF World remakes and sequels and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm glad that this game is getting the love it deserves finally.
If Scott ever wanted to come back to it, I would love if he made a FNAF World 2.
Oh yeah.
Like with new characters, just to like, it'd just be cool to see him, because I know that he likes making RPGs. So I feel like if he was to solo develop a game again at some point, that would be the most likely thing, in my opinion. As far as like, I mean, he might force himself to make like another sit and survive game to please people, but I know that this is probably the type of thing he would like most like to come back and make, or something, or this is closer.
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting to see Scott make something himself again.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you.
To Chipper and Sons. Mr. Chipper shows up in this game in a few different ways. One of those ways being Fredbear. Fredbear is our mentor who sends us on our quests and gives us our objectives as we go. And he's Freddy's dad, so he's this game's Chipper. He makes another appearance in FNAF World's Halloween update. This whole place is a graveyard of terrible ideas. This portal in particular goes to something unthinkable. A game called Chica's Magic Rainbow. Don't try to salvage my code from it. It's a lost cause. Completing Chica's Magic Rainbow in 3 minutes or less adds Mr. Chipper to our roster. It's farther down the fence. I should have trusted my guts before I ate them. I just threw this in because I was really proud of the fact that I did it.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, I'm glad that you actually showed yourself beating it instead of like getting footage from somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it is such a
Greatest ever
difficult
do it?
mini game.
Please give me a chipper. That's right on the dot. 3 minutes. Yeah! Oh. Yes. His attacks are
Like,
mimic.
you can hear the desperation in your voice.
Yeah, that actually only took me like 45 minutes.
Really? Okay.
But it's because I'd already completed it before, so I already kind of had like the muscle memory for it. So shaving it down to 3 minutes wasn't as hard as I expected it to be, but still took me 45 minutes of that same little game.
Yeah.
Ball, Buzzsaw, and Hocus Pocus. Most notably, there's a Chrome version of Chipper named Chipper's Revenge hiding in one of the mines. If we kill him, he tells us that it's not fair. This isn't fair. It was never fair. It was supposed to be me. It was always supposed to be me. My world was lush and beautiful, full of strange and colorful creatures. But no, that wasn't enough for you. You wanted to be scared. You wanted to feel dread. And what happened to me? What happened to us? Obscurity. You haven't seen the last of me. Freddy Fazbear isn't the one who will be sharpening his teeth on your bones. It will be me. It will be me. The end. It's funny because he returns in like every game after Sister Location, but always as one of the few characters that doesn't chew on our bones. In real conclusion, go check out Chipper and Sons on Scott's Game Jolt. It's a funny, quirky, underappreciated game that retroactively became a brilliant piece of foreshadowing for the funny, quirky, appreciated franchise that followed. Let me know if you'd like to see me talk about The Desolate Hope or maybe Tyke and Sons next. I've been Johnny the Night Guard, and it's time for me to clock out. If you enjoyed this video, it would mean a ton if you left a like. Warren has been texting me photoshopped images of my channel page.
Okay, I muted my mic at some point on the stream.
Oh,
I didn't
really?
mean to do that. I'm pretty sure it was only towards the end there, because people were being loud, but it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, I mean, that, again, like, that was a very amazingly polished, very well thought out video. And I just, honestly, I just want to talk about, like, what your thoughts on it are, like, after the fact, rewatching it, after posting it, after all that stuff. It's been a month-ish. What are your thoughts on that video? Was it fun to make, or?
It was fun to make. I mean, not as much towards the end because I'd been staring at it for so long that I was sick of it.
Yeah.
Because it took me so long writing it and then rewriting it and stuff. But I'm really glad I made it, and it's probably the video I'm most proud of that I've made. I mean, as far as like looking back at it, I probably could have cut out some of the stuff in it. I probably described the game a bit too much, but
yeah.
Like if I could go back, I'd probably make it get to the FNAF stuff a little bit faster. But most of what's in it, I think, should be in it. But I would definitely change some things for sure.
Yeah, and I do think it's the fact that it was such a long video as well, kind of adds to the, like, there's so much like a lot of depth in the video, and that's something I really appreciated, especially just watching it even before I even thought about inviting you on for this podcast episode. Just in general, the presentation and everything was top notch. And I totally get why it takes so long between like main videos to get out. Like,
and
yeah, even your shorts too. Even your shorts too have like a similar like level of editing to them. It's just that they're so condensed.
That's editing is like the part that I mean, don't get me wrong, I like analysis and stuff like that, but editing is like the part that I was originally like the most passionate about. And I do have an editor who helps me, but not with this video. This one was solo because there was like 30 hours of footage and it just didn't make sense to like the editing kind of relied on knowledge. So I was like, I just have to do this one by myself. And because I couldn't like give him any direction, because with the game being in the weird aspect ratio and stuff, I didn't know how I wanted it to be edited going into it. So I had to feel it out as I went. So it was definitely the hardest video to make so far too.
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking about like pulling up the Steel Wool tweet. Like, we can do that if you want, but I'm totally okay with just like talking about like what are your future plans for videos and stuff like that.
I'd be down to do both of those things. Because it looks like we have time.
All right. Well, I'll pull it up, but in the meantime, you know, what do you have any plans, any hints you want to give about what your next video is going to be?
Yes. So the next video I'm planning on making is so I'm not sure if you've seen this online, but I've seen people saying, and I can never tell how serious or not serious they are, but I've seen some people saying that MatPat essentially wrote the lore and that Scott just kind of ran with his theories. So I kind of want to go through and like examine that claim and be like, okay, is there any reason to believe that? Which obviously I'm going to be arguing from the position that that's not true, because it's definitely not true. But because that makes my blood boil whenever I see it online, and the amount that I see it online kind of upsets me. So I think I could make a video about that. But that's really oh, go ahead.
No, because I remember you know, I'm not gonna say too much about it, but Secret Creator Discord, whatever, that I saw that you were like workshopping like thumbnails and stuff, right?
Yes, that was for that video.
Yeah, I mean it's a very interesting like thing, because like on the one hand I do see where people could think that.
Yes.
It's also just kind of like I do see a lot of it coming from people who like don't really write stories that say that, and like, you know, like just because there's like there are bits and pieces that are like left open-ended and stuff like that are built upon in the next game. Just because a theory sees those pieces and can predict what's going on doesn't make it less of like the storytelling like style, you know? I don't know what I'm trying to say exactly.
It's hard to even like, because it's gonna be hard to write because I haven't written it yet, but like I don't know, it's just like it's very like, again, like you said, I can see where people are coming from with it, because a lot of it is super vague, but I think people also forget how much of what MatPat says comes from stuff that's just straight up in the game.
Yeah.
Because like, and I'm not trying to knock his, I'm going to try to make sure that I'm not looking like I'm knocking his theories in the video, because it's not the point. The point is like, you're giving him way too much credit if you're saying that he basically wrote the story.
Yeah.
Because like, yeah.
Oh yeah. Also, I'm pretty sure I'm not showing this to you right now. I'll send this over, but I pulled it up on stream. The
okay.
The Steel Wool teasers and stuff like that. Let's see. I think it's on stream, right? Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
So what do you think about this? I'm curious.
Okay, well, I mean, obviously there's the general obvious things, like, all the differences that people have seen, that and these three. Some people think that specifically the changes are like hinting at what the next game is going to be, like all that stuff. I think it's honestly that more so just the idea of giving us two, like, I guess, like, set pieces that we will be seeing in the game, if this even is for the game that's there currently is in production. But okay. I feel like it's probably going to be something where it honestly, I know this is a long shot, but the fact that the FNAF 2 movie was written by Scott Cawthon, I believe, solely.
Mm-hmm. I think so.
Yeah, it's the fact that there was that. There's all the stuff where it was like he added specific things in there. There's even like the 1982 thing that's like different from what we believe in the games to be when Charlie dies, depending on who it is. That you ask what theories it is, but I feel like this, and people have been saying, like, the I guess I'm pointing in the wrong spot there. These pool floaties are chickens, or could also be hens, and given that at the end of Secret of the Mimic there was the missing files for Puppet, I think it was. I feel like we might be getting a dip back into like early 1980s, to have like a Henry/Charlie type game. And the reason that I'm thinking of this is because, again, there's Scott Cawthon was writing the thing of the FNAF movie. It was based on FNAF 2, which was why the marionette was in it. But also there were so many added things in it that are not exactly from the games, that sort of can be vaguely put in the place of the games, So if this is like, it wouldn't really be a retcon or anything like that if it was like, this is where the puppet originated, a Freddy's location with a water park. Like if it's something like that, especially given how the puppet is in some way connected to Edwin Murray, and I feel like this is bringing back the original puppet and stuff like that to a modern game, and just sort of giving more depth to these characters, especially with how story driven Secret of the Mimic was. I feel like we're like, especially with, that's a hen, there's the hen from the all the emails and stuff in Secret of the Mimic. I feel like we're getting a hen game, as in Henry, before and after maybe Charlie's death, and it would be more so just to give us more Henry content in the games, because I feel like that is one of the biggest things that people have said that they wanted, is more Henry in the games, right?
Right.
So I feel like if Scott was, putting on his thinking cap, he's like, what do the fans want that won't interfere with the story that I am currently telling? Henry. All that stuff with the Mimic, I feel like there's no way that if it is like a Henry game where we get more Henry Emily and the Emilys, that it wouldn't also then tie into Secret of the Mimic in that way. And I feel like a lot of people will be mad about that, but a lot of people are also mad that there's like the Mimic program is most likely used for like the fun times and stuff like that, and like all the blueprints and stuff like that. I feel like it does feel like a retcon, but give it a year or two after a game releases that's like, yeah, the marionette has mimic stuff inside of it, you know. I feel like that is just such an interesting direction to take the story, and it adds a lot to Henry's character that isn't just given to Edwin from Henry in the books.
Okay, yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's an interesting thought.
Yeah, very long tangent, but it's just something I haven't really seen many people talk about, is the idea that, like with the water and all that stuff, that is similar in concept to the FNAF 2 movie, like that sort of location, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm glad I asked you, because I think that's a very interesting line of thought that I could see happening. The only reason I say kind of is because Scott seems to be so averse to doing things with Henry, but it definitely would be welcomed from the fan base to give Henry some representation. Especially since like they kind of like baited us with Secret of the Mimic.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
setting a game in that time period and making Henry, like making things only more confusing for Henry's role in things. It feels like
I mean, like, as much as I love his character, Edwin kind of is Henry 2 in terms of when he was introduced, you know?
Yeah. He was introduced in the same way that Henry was, and then seemed to borrow a lot of stuff.
Oh, thank you for the I want to say I think that's a super chat from Not Josh Dunn 21. I know that guy in real life.
No way.
Yes, I am the man behind the slaughter. Thank you. So yeah, what are your thoughts on this teaser?
I don't really have any like original like takes about it necessarily. My honestly, like, from what it would have probably come out of my head for this is that it's just a vague vibe teaser, that like just something about this is a clue towards the next game and it'll make sense after the game comes out. But as far as what I've heard some other theorists say that I like, that are interesting ideas, and just to kind of give them a shout out for having good ideas about it. Kate Ocado and FNAFology posted a video on this.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
And they were able to work out a date using like the difference to use as a code and stuff like that. And they got the date 8/12/26, or they got those numbers from it, which work as a date, which would make sense for like a game announcement, is to me what that date sounds like. Maybe a whole game, who knows? But I mean, I'm gonna be cautious and assume that it's like an announcement or something. But and the other good idea I heard was from She's Always Nervous, said that this could be like an AR place.
Yeah, she did. Yeah.
That we could go to a place like this in the AR world, which I think that's if this is like teasing a like security breach follow up, which it'd be, you know, I highly doubt this place would show up in a security breach follow up. Definitely possible, but if this is a teaser for a game that is that, some kind of this being being that brings us to the possibility, really stumbling over my words here, the possibility that this game could have a bunch of like stumbling through a bunch of like fake AR worlds in a kind of AR booth kind of way. I think that could be interesting. Having like playing with reality and stuff like that. Even Rytos has talked about that, how like really leaning into the AR world stuff, and like Cassie's trying to get out of like an underground maze, but also like since she has that occipital implant, I think that could be cool.
Oh yeah,
and then
even think about like Cassie is still alive, assuming it's the one ending. Yeah.
Yeah, and that they could give us lore that way too, kind of. Now, that'd be weird territory, but like, if they did it correctly, that could be a way to like, and that could be an excuse to like jump back to some old, like, location or something like that. If it's like, if it's like like a Fazburger type connection, like one of my thoughts from a while ago, was that like if there's any truth to Fazburger, it's possible that we could end up visiting like an old Fredbear's location underground, since the FNAF 6 location is underground. And since we know that there are multiple Fredbears, like if they wanted an excuse to like show us Fredbears, it could be a situation where we're at an old ruined Fredbears and we can put on the mask and see what it used to look like or something like that. That would just be really cool.
I do see that as a possibility. Yeah, that would be awesome.
So that is an interesting idea to me, that this could be a hint that like anywhere could be, like any kind of place could be visited. I did see someone say that like basically every asset here is a stock asset, so it makes me hope or doubt that this is like an actual place, like an actual setting from the game. But
yeah, I mean, that's the use of stock assets. I feel like they did that quite a bit in Security Breach, from what I remember. They had a fair bit of like stock assets that were like maybe changed a little bit, but like it wouldn't surprise me, especially if it was like, especially if it's like early on in the, I guess, the marketing of this, if they just did this with stock assets instead of the actual room. But I could also see how they might just now replace the stock assets for things that aren't really that important, like this, you know.
It makes me wonder, because I feel like Secret of the Mimic had a lot less. I don't know if that's even true, but everything felt more specifically designed in Secret of the Mimic.
Yeah, it did. I haven't even like looked into that, but I feel like they had a lot more like custom assets that like were like from MCM that like filled everything, you know.
Like a lot more depth. So yeah. It looks like strangely not themed to me, besides the checkered floor, but it is just a corner of a room, so
yeah. Oh yeah, like I haven't seen many people mention this, but there is this the spooky green light emanating from the side, and some people, I think it was the It's Always Nervous video that I saw, that she was like, it reminds me of Glitch Trap vaguely, like. So I do see how like a lot of people think like this is in the future, but yeah.
As far as like ideas go, I think that's cool. Like the idea of like being in the AR world and having something stalking you could be cool. In a more Yellow Rabbit-esque way than like Mexis, where it's chasing you, to where it's just like a constant presence who, like, that'd be interesting. Like something like Glitch Trap, but in a free roam game that just appears places. Like to me, I lean towards like a follow-up to Ruin, just because it's been so long. But if it ended up being like a Henry game, I would not be mad about that.
Yeah.
But in my head, like likelihood wise, I just really feel like that's what they would do next. But this teaser does kind of throw that into question for sure.
Sorry, it's been a while since I've like streamed, so I'm like all stiff from sitting in this position for so long.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean there are a lot of different ways I could see like how people could interpret this as a teaser for the next FNAF game. And actually, I also wanted to bring up, this is something that was posted today that, like, I don't know, it's probably less so, yeah, it's probably less of a teaser than that first one, but it honestly might be. And seeing as it was posted 4 hours ago, I think.
Oh, really? Is there a new Steel Wool post today?
Yeah.
Let's go. I haven't seen this. I was hoping they would post again soon.
Yeah. Oh, here, let me share it to you. Next time I need to remember to do a virtual camera of the stream or something. That's probably would have been the smart thing, but it's too late now. But yeah, this was the most recent post.
Oh.
Which, like, it's probably not a teaser. Like, because it just says, what are you playing today? We have a couple suggestions. It's, it's advertising that the FNAF series is 50% off.
Mm-hmm. That's interesting.
Also, yeah, but also, like, there's, like, weird, like, reflections and stuff in it that I wonder if you can't, like, discern something from it, you know?
Yeah.
And also,
yeah, that's interesting.
It's, again, like, it's weird. It's 2.5 hearts, which I don't know what that would mean exactly as far as, like, sequels. Like, would that be Five Nights at Freddy's 2.5? Like after 1987, before FNAF 1, or there's not really many things that you can discern from this, at least, like, at first glance.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of... The 2.5 is definitely a good thought.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure what it could mean, because FNAF 2.5 is really icky to think about, because FNAF 2 is before FNAF 1, so what would be FNAF 2.5? Because if you do, like, year-wise, FNAF 2.5 would be, like, 1990 something, which we already kind of done. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, because, like, assuming it is like FNAF 2.5, would this, would that be, like, a sequel to Ruin? Because then that would be, like, Security Breach 2.5, because, like, Ruin is, like, half.
Ooh, I like that. Yeah,
or,
a lot of people correct me whenever I say Security Breach 2. They're like, well, isn't, like, Ruin Security Breach 2?
Yeah, and it's like, not exactly Security Breach 2, but it's not, you know?
Yeah, but it's like, in my head, it's like, it's first of all, like, name recognition. Security Breach was, like, a big game. So, like, Security Breach 2 would immediately tell people, like, oh, this is a follow-up to, like, the Security Breach story. But yeah, it's a little complicated, as FNAF placement usually is. But I do like that observation of 2.5. I think that could be something, because they've shown us that.
Did you ever get, like, actual DLC beyond just the Secret of the Mimic teaser?
No,
I don't think it did, because I mean, they very well could go back to Help Wanted 2 and, like, make a DLC for that, or make like Help Wanted 2.5, as in, like, it would be Help Wanted 3, but it wouldn't exactly, like, be as big of a game or something like that, or it would be like a VR version of like Security Breach or something, like, you know. That's kind of stretching the, but yeah. Sorry, what were you saying?
I can't see them doing VR because I've seen them say that, like, I think it was someone who, I forgot, like, what position they had, but someone who worked at Steel Wool commented on a YouTube video after Secret of the Mimic VR, and said that they outsourced it to Devoted Studios because VR games just aren't like profitable anymore.
Okay, yeah.
So I can't imagine them like doing anything VR, at least not for a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is I do agree that if we're thinking 2.5, Help Wanted 2 DLC is something to keep in mind. Because there is, like, in that era of Secret of the Mimic and Help Wanted 2, like, Fall Festy stuff, there's so much room for DLC.
Yeah.
Just for, like, Fall Fest. Because that feels like a, not Chekhov's gun, really, but you know what I mean? Like, they've talked so much about it that it's like, are we going to go there in a more, like, involved way at some point?
Yeah, I mean, I would love if it were again, like, literally just Security Breach 2.5, as in the sequel to Ruin, or something like that. But I would also be interested, because I'm trying to think, because it's let me go through all the FNAF games, because there's 1, 2, 3, 4 sister location, and then, because, like, would FNAF 6 really be like sister location 2, and then we would get a half game like taking place sort of during FNAF 6 era? Like, I don't know.
Wait. Oh, okay.
Like,
yeah,
you know?
that's possible, because it is.
Man, I know this is probably not what it is, but I'm like, all the stuff I said about it being a Henry game, right, in the past, and then half of it is in the future. So you see the whole character arc of Henry. You play as Henry through all of the games. You know, that would be such an awesome thing. I don't know if they would ever do that, because it would involve so much lore dump, and you know. But if they were to make like the next big game and not have it be literally big in size of the pizzeria, being like literally big as in multiple pizzerias, multiple different like times and stuff like that, I could definitely see that.
Yeah.
If not as a real game, as like a fan game.
Yes, that could be really cool. Yeah, the whole. Oh, I lost my train of thought. I was reading that a reply down there about blue bars and video games being tied to underwater.
Yeah. Mr. _ E14. He's said that. Like, I could definitely see that. To me, it just read more of like XP, like an XP meter or something like that. But
it could be so many things. Like, it could be charging up like stamina, or it could be like charging up an attack. So
for FNAF World 2.
Ooh.
And a half, because it's then ties into 5 Laps at Freddy's.
Yes. The background, I tried to brighten it up while we were talking, but nothing jumps out at me. That one looks like they brightened it up better than I did.
Yeah, there was this reply, but like,
but
it like there might be something, but it's really like it doesn't look like an actual something as much as like just a random light reflection of a render that they made, you know? I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't look like anything that could tell us anything.
Yeah.
To me.
I'm looking at the replies here. Yeah,
people are still upset. The Steel Wool comment sections are always so negative.
Yeah. Oh, Nikosevic Bal. Yeah, I don't even know how to pronounce that name. He says in the chat. Sorry, I kind of glossed over these before. What if it has something to do with Chica secret party?
Oh, no.
There's a lot of chickens in the previous teaser that we looked at. Makes them think of Chica. And wouldn't they make a mini game if they were going to do half game, like how Pizzeria Simulator had mini games in the pizzeria? I feel like that's a good point. And I that's why I said jokingly about tying FNAF World 2 to 5 Laps at Freddy's, like as the half game, you know. But I could definitely see if it's like some sort of like new Pizzeria Simulator type game, but more like divorced from like the main FNAF like continuity, like this the thick of the timeline, and be like a spin-off location where you know it could be that like the mimic like retreats there or something and you find it, but you're not an important character to the story of like the Afton saga or whatever.
It did really like that Chica costume.
Yeah, it did.
Game. So
honestly, like Chica's Party World, I could see being the next game as well.
And that would make sense potentially make Chica's Secret Party make a little bit more sense. Yeah. If it was like a teaser toward an upcoming game that's tied in with the Mimic or something like that.
Yeah.
And my little thing about, because with Scott saying that there's a 2 in the works. Back in February. One of the popular, one of the it's crazy that you like just tease a project and there's silence about it for 6 months, or I guess 5 months after that.
Yeah.
But that aside, one of the popular options for like a 2 would be Sister Location 2. And what I've realized is that the name Sister Location 2, which this might be unpopular if they did this, but that could apply to any games that in a sister location, because it'd be Sister Location 2 as in another sister location.
Yeah. I'm so glad that you pointed that out, because I was thinking that as well.
Which that would only apply to Chica's Party World if it was owned by the same parent company. That's like a little asterisk. Like if they were separate from Fazbear, then that wouldn't count. But I'm assuming that like definitely by the 80s, or maybe even the late 70s, Fazbear bought them out. I'm assuming.
Yeah, I mean, I personally, this is something that in my I've been rewriting my animated FNAF series, A Springlock Failure. It's gonna be released sometime in 2027, probably, honestly. But I've been thinking, like, I really like the idea that Henry is in some way tied to the Chica brand, like through Secret of the Mimic, and that's why it was like a subsidy of Marie's Costume Manor, and then Fazbear got the rights from that and those partnerships, and that's how they acquired Henry, or somehow or some way, you know. I feel like I could definitely see like that, and that wouldn't be, you know, outright contradiction in the story, and there it would just be, you know, there's a lot of things that are like, it's not an outright contradiction, it's just without more like context to it, it's pretty much just like fan fiction, you know.
Right. Because all we know about like the origins of Fazbear, or like the specifics of like who did what in the founding of Fazbear all comes from the books, essentially.
Yeah, comes from the books or Secret of the Mimic, you know?
Yeah. So for people to act like, and I understand why, like they say that it's like a huge retcon, because like in terms of what the fan base believed, people were pretty set on like the book information.
Yeah.
But it was never, you can't really put that on Scott if it was something that the fan base decided. He doesn't have to go with what the fan base clings to, I guess.
Yeah.
Even though they are clinging to something that he put out there, but it was from a non-continuity matching book. So,
Yeah.
where Fazbear is a much smaller organization in the Silv3r's.
Oh yeah, like way smaller. And it's similar to like how like in the books, Henry built Baby, then William stole her and like did all the stuff to make her Baby.
Mm-hmm.
That's not exactly something that's like been stated in the games. In fact, it's kind of seems like he's the one who made Baby in the games. So like having that sort of distinction of like the origins of whether it be Circus Babies or Freddy Fazbear's or Fredbear's, like they have made changes like that from novel to game before.
Mm-hmm. The only like muddy part about it is like the ultimate guides, which they're they're always kind of dubious with the lore, but they do kind of outright state that like Henry made the Springlock suits. But again, that's where it gets confusing, because it's like it feels like there's good reason to believe that like he helped found everything, but like that's not addressed at all in the games.
Yeah. And there's also good reason from then to believe that Bon Bon was the first female Bonnie variant, but then also so was Bonnet.
Right. There's a lot
of things that are. There wasn't a lot of proofreading that went into those, so I don't know if that would have been added based on like a fan theory, and like before somebody higher up could say, actually no, that's not true. You can't put that in there.
Right, because that statement, to be fair, that statement is confirmed in the books that like the Springlock suits would be the first one that Henry made, because we know that in the books. But it may have just been making that leap of saying like, that it's lines up between the two.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or just like trying to give a fun fact about the book, but not specifying that that's what it's talking about or whatever. So I do think it's worth taking that with a grain of salt for sure. Or maybe more than a grain.
Yeah, maybe a giant heap of salt.
However much salt you personally want.
Yeah.
Until they confirm anything in the games, you can use as much salt as you like with the guidebook things.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Just give me 1 second.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Nico, I saw that you deleted. You wouldn't be surprised if Chica Party World is a sister location of Fazbear Entertainment, because Funtime Chica shows up in Pizza Sim. Yes, because I've done some research on what constitutes a sister company, and a sister company is any company that's owned by the same parent company as another. So in this case, Fazbear would be the parent company, and any companies that they own would be sister companies. So if Fazbear Entertainment owns Circus Babies, which is honestly dubious, because like, does Fazbear Entertainment own Afton Robotics? Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know.
I was talking to chat about how Chica's Party World being a sister company of Fazbear Entertainment. I was just talking about like the definition of sister company and stuff, because I've been researching that lately. The funniest thing is I can't find any information online about the definition of sister location, the term. All I get is FNAF when I look that up, or I get stuff about the term sister company. I actually cannot find anything about the term sister location.
Yeah, I it's funny. It was like years ago that I first looked that up, and like there's very little information on it, like if it's an actual thing or not.
Like, and I'm sure it is because Scott had to get it from somewhere.
Yeah.
And people on like the wikis and stuff say that it's like a common term, but I can't find. Like, so the Google AI overview gives a definition for it, and its source for the definition is the FNAF fandom wiki. Like, it's so weird.
Yeah, it very well could be just a common misconception from a Scott-ism, you know?
Yes, it could be, because it does seem like sister company is like the term that people actually use.
Yeah.
Because, like, looking at the technical definition, sister location is kind of the technical definition that people give is kind of meaningless, because people say that a sister location is just another location of the same chain. So like a McDonald's and another McDonald's are sister locations of each other.
Yeah.
A sister company would be more in line with what like Circus Babies was.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's a whole that's a whole rabbit hole that I've kind of been going down the past couple weeks.
All right. Well, it is. We've been streaming for 2 hours and 45 minutes now. So, if you have any like final like closing thoughts you'd like to talk about, I think we're probably gonna be ending the stream before too long now.
Okay. There's not anything else on my mind really. How about you?
Well, do you have anything that you would want to promote? I guess, especially like if it's coming out within like anything you're a part of or have coming out in the next week to a month or something like that, you know.
Okay, yes, most definitely. I'm in a charity stream starting tomorrow, and the pre-stream is starting today. It's Vortex Charity is the YouTube channel. That'll be going on all weekend. I'm doing something. I'm not going to be in it a whole lot, but I am going to be in it, and I'm going to try to. I've been trying to promote it lately, so that's the most immediate thing. Really, I'm just kind of working on that bigger video and waiting for news to come out. Working on the Matt Pat wrote the lore debunking video, and apart from that, I'm just kind of waiting for news because I try not to force out content if there's not anything on my mind to talk about. So,
yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, I guess it was great having you on the stream. Again, this is my first stream in a long time, so it's a little rough around the edges. We ran into some technical errors and stuff like that. But yeah, it's fun. Thank you for being on, like hopping on with me. It was really short notice. I feel like it was like maybe a day or two that ago that we decided, yeah, let's hop on stream for the podcast episode.
Yeah, well, I appreciate you having me on. It was a lot of fun. I've been in a lot more discussions with people lately, so this is part of the same trend, I guess. I'm in that kind of headspace right now. So yeah. All
right.
I might give you a DM about that Desolate Hope video whenever.
Oh yeah, I would love to help out. I love collaborating with people. I mean, that's pretty much 90% of what I've been doing. But yeah, I mean, I guess. But I almost forgot to mention this before we end the stream. As of this morning, I am a Nord affiliate or something like that. So this is not sponsored by Nord or NordVPN, but I do have an exclusive affiliate link in the description for NordVPN, NordPass, and the other a newer Nord branded software. So if anybody is in this chat right now at all interested in signing up for NordVPN or NordPass, I would definitely recommend hitting that link and doing so. By using that link to sign up, it actually benefits me directly, because I get a portion of whatever you pay whenever you sign up for it. So if you're at all interested, that should be in the description. There's 3 links. Get whatever you want. NordVPN is a super trusted brand, and I've never done this before. This is literally today is when I found out that I'm an affiliate with affiliate links. So sorry, it's a little random. I just almost forgot to mention it.
Yes, we love NordVPN.
Yeah.
No, that's good though. That's cool.
Thank you. Yeah, so I guess that last part, I don't know if it's actually gonna end up being in the video or not, because when I edit it down. But thank you for watching the stream, and thank you for joining me, Johnny, because this is really fun to talk about your Chipper and Sons video, talk about Steel Wool teasers, and all the future of the series, and everything in that sort of sphere. It was really fun having you on. And yeah, go check out Vortex charity event that you'll be in, and whenever it does release, definitely we'll be on the lookout for that did Pat write the FNAF games video.
Yeah, thanks again for having me on.
Yeah, again, thank you for joining me. Yeah, this was pretty fun, and hopefully I'll be streaming again sometime soon. So, if you ever want to hop on for a non-podcast stream, that's totally welcome.
Yeah, I'd be down to do that.
All right. Well, I'm going to end stream. So, thank you so much. Thank you, viewers, so much, and have a Fazerific day. Forgot to say that for the Unwithered Truth. Or Faztastic Day. Have a Faztastic Day. I forgot to say that for the Unwithered Truths episode, and I kicked myself afterwards. Have a Faztastic day.